Hello and welcome to a Valence League main channel where we're going to be broadcasting today the epic battle between Eclipse Orbit and Hentai Haven Academy in the Winners Round 1 Division 4 playoffs. As always, I'm joined by the ever grateful king of casting, DMO, the League of Legends extraordinaire. How are you doing, DMO?
It's like every single time you just seem to one-up it every time. Third time in a row now. No, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, it's playoff time. It's crunch time. It's no, I mean, a double elimination, so it does help. But no, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Best of 5, always fun to cast. Hopefully, we do get 5 games. I'm hoping it's not 3. That would just it wouldn't do it justice. So
No, it wouldn't. Well, funnily enough, you should mention that both of these teams were in the same group. They're split. So they have faced off before, and when they did, it went all the way. It went the distance. It went one win, one win, one win. It went 2-1 to the side of Eclipse Orbit. So that does hopefully give us an insight of things to come for the best of 5 today.
I hope so. We should be getting underway pretty soon. Having a look at what people have been playing, what we've been practicing. I think it's a lot behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I feel like
A
no
lot of
real.
experienced players. I know it's Division 4,
Yeah.
but a lot of these players have been in the league for a very long time. In fact,
Yeah.
the roster for Eclipse Orbit under many different iterations and names, but this 5 have been together with the change of maybe Fabs, has been together for what, 3 splits now nearly, maybe more.
Well, it's been a while.
Yeah,
That's
together for a
the
long
main
time.
thing. It's been a while, and I think now they've got to put that to the test. You know, they've got to put that complete it.
Yeah,
you know, get to the
it's a team with
playoffs.
playoff experience, so
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be key. That's going to be key, and I think looking at it, it feels like it could be really close, and that's what excites me most about it. I think when you look at the matchups individually as well, I think both top laners, for instance, look like they want to play for their teams.
yeah,
I don't think it's a case of.
it's going to be jungle mid focused, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, when you look at the stylistically as well,
Yeah,
you know, they've both got team fight champs. That could be an area where the junglers want to get their leads off. As we now get to pick a ban. So I'm just hoping to see maybe some of that taken away. Maybe the things like Malphite and the Ornn on one side from Organized Crisis. Maybe, you know, like the Gnar and
but
priority on Ornn. Maybe, you know,
they like to play weak side top. This team anyway. So Crisis is prepared to play weak side top pretty much every game. It kind of is forte. It's what he exceeds at. But also in Dark Chance down here as support, we see a lot of unconventional support, and I don't mean like completely off the meta, out of this world like Yi support, but Shen, for example, is their favorite go-to. And with a little bit of research, I think taking the Shen away here actually bans out 2 potential angles for them to play that cross-map team style.
Yeah, and I think see the bans already. We already see 2 top bans, so
yeah,
the focus is already there on like safe picks that are hard to punish, as well as we see Yuumi and Veigar. So you know the Veigar is very punishing. The cage later on in the game, the 8-second cooldown, it is a nightmare to play through. I think taking that away, obviously taking that one target that can be so oppressive through a Yuumi, and then on the other side we do see Victor and Trundle, just a standard mage of the mid lane.
Yeah.
And the Trundle getting taken away, which is just a fantastic jungler, slowing champions down unexpectedly.
Last couple of weeks, Trundles became increasingly more popular, not just in Valence League, but in League in general, right? So, yeah, I think seeing him ban's a pretty smart ban. Senna first pick, what do we think about that?
I think that's rare. That's something I do not see often.
No.
Anywhere really. But I think it just shows you like that's the style they want to play. They potentially want to have I think depending on the draft, potentially even like you could even see like a set or a Cho'Gath picked up and then flex to top or support and then have that as like you could see it quite easily.
Yeah, I think we could see TK getting taken here as well.
Then you've got, I mean, well, imagine this gets picked early. That would be unbelievable.
Sejuani it is. They want to get that dive potential maybe on the Senna with her lack of mobility in the early game.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, taking away the Trundle, I think does it open up like the fact that they are going to take something like a Sejuani, like it's a bit obvious, no? But I think just that instant lockdown, ECCC. Why would you need to go for anything bigger? Why would you need to go Why would you need to try and do something different? And then we see the Zac on the other side. It's going to be a pretty, not standard jungle matchup, but in terms of how they want to play the game, they want to set up their team, they want to be a tank, they want to facilitate. So jungle matchup in that case is even. And yeah, we'll just have to see how the draft unfolds. And it could be the Tam Kit, so that could be support or top, which is what we're saying about it being a flex. So it's I feel like they're drafting exactly how they would want to so far.
Yeah. So, what are you looking to pick up on HT side right now? Because you're going to need a way to get through these tanks, right?
That
could be an AP Kai'Sa mid, though, right?
I mean, again, it's a flex. It's a game of flexes right now. They don't want to reveal anything too early. Maybe they just don't feel like they're confident enough to just bash out priority picks. They want to hide things. They want to try and flex things. They want to try and get any edge they can. And it is the best of 5. I mean, if you're going to try something, do it now. Do it game 1. Get a feel for it. But
just interrupt you for a second. We know, guys, on the stream currently the overlay you're seeing is incorrect, but it updates as the champions are picked. And the bans, of course, are wrong as well, but we'll update them as we go through. So apologies for that.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Well, we'll see so far. What's going to be picked up?
Yeah, Pro Comps is having a bit of an issue, but as the champions are locked in, it is updating. So, Akali ban, Shen ban, from the side of ECS, which I didn't expect actually. ECO, sorry. I didn't expect those to be banning the Shen, but
I think Akali's. I think it could be. It could be good. I think if you've got multiple things to worry about in terms of like where Tam Kench is popping up, where Zac is popping up, and then you forget about this Akali in the last second, then all of a sudden Kai'Sa's just dead, because Akali has the ability to do that. I think it's hang on a minute,
and then skip away again as well.
Yeah, and just feel okay. Well,
not a fan of Akali players.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Being an ADC, and then on the other side, you got the R taken away. So it's, again, another one of these standard solid mages at the moment that can potentially roam and get picks.
They're not going to pick Castle in here.
Nah,
I think it's a good pick to get rid of the tanks and the mobility to get you away from the Zac TK, but you don't blind pick Castle in.
Yeah. They need a big damage dealer though. They have Sion, they have Sejuani. They need another big damage dealer.
But we all know about the Inting Sion strat, and with the addition of Full Break to the game, this has become an actually prominent strategy once more, where he can just run at towers and it doesn't matter how behind in that lane. But we do see a Cho'Gath. Look at the health bars on Eclipse Orbit.
So in a potential 3v flex, they're basically saying, right, we've got Senna, and we've got 3 champions that compare with Senna right now. We've got 3 of them. So
yeah,
could it be a Cho'Gath mid, a Zac support, and a TK top, and then they pick a jungler here? Would that be mad? No, okay.
It's Orianna mid. The Wombo is there with the Zac delivery, the Tam Kench delivery.
So it looks like it's just going to be the most standard version of the comp you could get, which I'm really sad about, actually. Zac in the jungle, TK support.
I'm
kind of sad. I think this is good. I think if you are, prepared to go the distance in terms of a 40-minute game, and you're thinking, okay, well, my best carry is going to be something like a Corki. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Obviously like Cassiopeia, Azir.
What we also see though is the ability to do a 1-3-1 from Haven Academy. They can put the Shine and Corki in the side lanes, like Kai'Sa and Arthur sit mid, and Sejuani can bounce in between. That's fine. Whereas there's not really split pushing options from Eclipse. Cho'Gath will hold the lane fine to a point, but eventually he's not going to be going Hullbreaker. And if Sion does with Multi-Jo on the Sion goes Hullbreaker, he will eventually just start beating out that Cho'Gath. And the team that Eclipse have drafted really need to fight together.
Yeah, it's going to be key. Definitely going to be crucial. I think. I mean, we see the style instantly. They're both playing the exact same. I mean, Cho'Gath is more there to hold carries, whilst Orianna and Senna can do more damage, whereas Sion can just batter the map and take every objective regardless of him dying or not. The champion can work
the reason
like
I like the Corki pick so much is because we needed a safe way to get through this front line. Now, Sion will die. He will run at them and he will die. But Corki's little rockets from his ult, when he's got 2-3 items under his belt, they hurt. They hurt a lot, and the big one is AoE, so they will get through this front line without having to get close to it at any point.
Yeah, it's a worry. If either one of these teams fall behind early, the tools are there for the other team to easily snowball. I think with the amount of dive they have on the side of Eclipse, with the Zac and the Tam Kench being able to just force onto the weak carries if they are behind. And then where does the damage come from? Kai'Sa needs to get to all the upgrades. She needs to start rolling with that. Corki, of course, we know needs to get to 3 items. It goes both ways though. You know, if Orianna falls behind, who does she kill? Who does Orianna kill? Once these tanks are, 2k plus HP.
It's just more delay, right? It's just more delay to stop the engage, maybe. But Senna does good damage, but she doesn't do the best damage.
Yeah, that it can't be a support Senna either. Well, it can. It can, but yeah, I think the acceleration of gold would be her being AD.
Yeah, but again, they did nerf the souls that Senna gets from farming.
Yeah, so
not
it's
too
a
long
tricky
ago,
one.
so.
I think both teams are just having their feeler comps. I don't think this is anything. I think we could see if we seen completely different drafts next game, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's very
against
standard.
Both carries, like Corki and Kai'Sa, taking LDR second item here. I know that's not traditional at all on Corki, but with the front line so beefy, they're almost asking you to do it.
Well, has he naturally shreds?
Yeah.
But yeah, like who are you poking? I mean, he's going to have to do a really good job to poke down Ori's at Senna, because if he hits the other three, it could be really difficult. But yeah, then again, it's going to scale. Both these team comps, I feel like, are just going to scale.
And what happens if we get a Warmogs on Sejuani? Okay, she stands there, she gets hit in the face by Orianna, she gets hit in the face by Senna, they back up for 10 seconds, hey, Sejuani's full HP again. Like, these team fights are going to be long and drawn out, and...
Yeah, I just not used to seeing these style of comps, that's the thing. I think, for both these teams, I think it's just very safe, and we're going to see who is just going to scale better, or who's going to perhaps just play it better. I mean, in terms of what they want to do, the 1-3-1, it's potential there for Anti-Haven, but do they really want that? Like, they could 5v5 with these two carries in the front line they have. And then Renata, how much work is she going to get done in terms of using the Berserker? Just trying to potentially delay.
Yeah, she's going to ult, and then they're all going to hit each other and do no damage because they're all tanks. So maybe that was why they went 3 tanks, so that they can't kill each other. That's an ignite from Cho'Gath, though.
And the Halo Blades. That's an interesting one. I think it's just
Halo Blades I've seen on him quite common, but more so in mid lane.
It's just gonna trying to burn him down early. It's okay. Sion is it's kind of. I feel like it's the same thought process as what you would do against Tryndamere. Where it's if I just bully him enough early, that by the time he scales to where he's going to beat me, my team and I have a big enough advantage. It doesn't matter as much. So we'll see. The junglers, I mentioned it before, both these top are going to be facilitating with tanks. I thought the junglers could be on 2 carries to perhaps roll off each other, but they're going to go with tanks as well. So yeah, definitely all about the bottom of the map. And it'll be very interesting to see who has priority on Dragon, who has the shove, we'll see.
I'm just concerned that if Fabs doesn't get off the ground, where does the damage come from, right? Like, what happens?
You are honestly hoping Orianna. That's the thing. You're hoping...
Syncing at 10, guys?
Yep, all synced. Ready to go. Yep. Okay.
Okay, and we will just see everybody dart off to their lanes now.
Or fight, or an invade. Who knows? I mean, judging by the team
standard
comps,
5.0
Haven. Judging by the team comps, the champ is available. I think, before I can see them fan out, but
yeah, I don't want to run into a Sejuani, but I also don't want to run into a Cho'Gath. So, they're looking for a spicy early ward though. Some early poke coming out of Corki though.
I started E, so yeah, gonna go for the shot.
And yeah, my health bar's big enough. I can get shot in the face and walk away quite comfortably. We can see your junglers mid. We've seen the bot lane and the bot river. I know I'm safe to walk in here, get the ward down, and and off you
If
pops.
Coaster just recalls though, that's just a free ward. But that won't give them. It didn't recall early enough, I think now.
Yeah.
But you can avoid that ward.
Yeah, just go
You can
right around
avoid
the
that
back.
ward.
Yeah.
So there are ways to play around that vision. I think probably might not matter in terms of. Well, actually, walking over it towards the red buff, then again, you're showing exactly where you're going, so they do have full information on that. But starting opposite sides.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting. So, Zeus will be playing towards the top lane.
Do you reckon this is why we've got the Ignite Halo Blades? We're going to see some early pressure top side of the map.
I think so. It could
rather
just
than
be a
that bot
damage
side
cho'Gath.
focus.
It may not be a tank chow. Could
Yeah,
be like
again,
a
I
full
don't really
AP
see
damage
AP
chow.
Cho'Gaths in top lane, but with the Ignite Halo Blades, that's kind of what you would expect out of a damaged Cho'Gath. So,
Or it's going to be Triforce Titanic Hydra cho'Gath.
okay, so different pathing here. Zach is looking to go for the full clear, whereas Shed just skipping Krugs and just plans on pathing straight to bot lane.
Oh, see the auto attacks there.
Yeah.
If you ever play TFT, right, and the mutant trait gets 2 additional autos, that's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like right there. I know people in chat will know, if not yourself, will know exactly what I mean. Feels a bit useless, but right there.
Oh,
with,
she doesn't land.
yeah, it's just gonna be so interesting. Nice dodge on the Q, but to see, yeah, just such a laid back.
The Renata grab hits and full passive damage from the Kaiser comes through as well. Tompkins is chunked for half, but
Yeah,
a pot will do him.
See, it's called handshake, but there isn't really much of a. It's a handshake between her and the AD carry. Definitely not the enemy team because they are not agreeing to any of that. You know. But I guess this is just how it's gonna roll. We do see the Doran's blade though on the Senna, so it's gonna be farming Senna, and then as you mentioned, the souls are nerfed. Oh, okay. Thought he was gonna counter the Q there, but
No, he's just gonna try and get the Halo Blades up, but there's a lot of minions in this wave, and Cho'Gath, you're pretty small this early on.
Oh, yeah.
Good poke. The W pop will come through as well. No silence stops it. Enough damage gets the cannon, and just a wet noodle fight in the top lane for now.
Yeah, pretty quiet. And Cull in the mid lane, go to Dorn's ring. It just feels like it's just gonna be one of these 40-minute games.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of these. I'm an avid Age of Empires caster as well, and we call these booming games, where both players sit there for 45 minutes, wait until they've got all their gold, and then they'll fight.
It could also just explode around every objective possible, and then someone just happens to take an astronomical lead in 20 minutes time. But you just don't know. That's the thing. What is the understanding of how they need to win as well?
Come out of Oriana and actually successfully gets them off. Corky's damage is pretty far apart at this point in the game until he gets those rockets for DPS. He has high cooldowns on the rest of his abilities.
Yeah, we just see damage from Yoon as well, just landing on these buildings.
Oh, we do see a gank in top lane. Zach's just walking in. He will get the Q to pull Sion back. Ignite's been popped as well. So Joanna's here. The Ignite last tick will not be enough though. And Sion walks away with the use of his flash. So summon a spell trade there.
Yeah, that's a very. It feels like a very delayed gank considering how Zach started bot side and then rolled top.
Full cleared, yeah.
Able to match as one. Coaster able to get up there. I think maybe they could have potentially flashed on him once he was charging the Q just for an auto attack to get the kill. But
yeah,
gonna say the flashes they will burn both. And yeah, just a bit.
And yeah, Corky's rocket jump getting him out of safety pretty easily. His Valkyrie.
Oh, okay. Once again.
Okay, it's another handshake coming through from Renata.
Ooh,
and Kaiser tries to get the kill. Heal is popped. Flash is popped from Kaiser though. Renata passive is on, but no, it runs out and she dies. First blood goes over to TK. Renata doesn't have way out. Zach's here as well, and it's a double kill for Tam Kench. Maybe he was the carry all along, as the slingshot landed from Zach. Perfectly timed to keep the center alive.
I thought potentially Yoon could have flashed as soon as the knock-up come through, as soon as the...
Yeah. I was just about to comment as well. I was like, they picked this hyper-scaling bot lane idea, but she's 10-15 CS down already, and well, that doesn't matter anymore because two assists plus the CS back, so...
Also, you don't have to go Dirk, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't have to go Dirk. I feel like it's just crap. In terms of how you can snowball your build, it's much better just to go Manamune, Manamune, Longsword, and then build into Nashers. That's only because I heard Freak talking about it, and plus I've got someone that plays a ton of it that moans every single time he sees this item built. He's like, "Oh, not again." But yeah, I think it does do good early damage. Don't get me wrong, but it's just you could have just went for Warhammer and started.
And you're going to be doing what, early damage into a TK who can uses grey health plus center healing. Like,
it is interesting that he's going for steel caps though, considering Kaisa will most likely be going. Actually,
yeah.
What build? I'm just trying to think though. If he is now to pivot away from the AP build, what build does he actually go? And then I'm completely wrong and I look absolutely foolish. And the Dark is completely.
I still wouldn't go lethality though. Surely you just want straight
not
armor pen
lethality,
for these
but
3 tanks. Like,
I'm thinking like, oh, is it going to be like a collector, noon quiver item, and then it's
Drake
actually.
has been started up by HT, and
Ooh.
very cleanly taken. No
Tongue lash.
contest.
Yeah, good
Little
priority.
trades going on. Top and mid again. Full Q gets cancelled by the Cho'Gath silence. Some more poke coming out of the spot lane, which are colour coordinated.
And I'm just thinking, I'm just wondering what the build's going to be. It looks like it's going to be a Phage, so it's going to be a Hullbreaker. Hullbreaker Scion.
Out the top lane, yeah. I'm not too surprised by that. Like I said, Cho'Gath's able to hold his own for now. For me, I want to see Crisis getting as many Cho'Gath ults off on minions as he can. I think it's underrated. Getting your even 3 or first 4 ultimates just on minions. It gets a lower cooldown and you get those stacks early. Like, it's just... I think it's a safe bet and it should help survival against the Scion.
Yeah, I mean, did really well to dodge the Qs at the moment. Just Rupture's not landing, but we just see Zeus up here. Smart of him to look for a ward at the moment, but this could be potentially dangerous.
Oh, and the slingshot comes in. The Q Lance uses the ward to get the knockup, and he has no flash. So Zackle comes through. Let's bounce. Silence follows. Ult goes off, but it's not enough, and they will try to walk away from the passive. And the Q will be enough to keep Cho alive, and it's a free kill for this one. It just cost them a Cho'Gath Ignite, which is back in 3 minutes anyway.
Yeah, I just think he should have just R'd early. As soon as they were both like either side of him, but not in front of him, he should have R'd towards the Tribrush.
Yeah.
But yeah, held it. Ulted too late. The Ignite goes down. Yeah, you just tick down. It's a very easy kill. I feel like it's not going to do a whole lot though. It is on your Cho'Gath. He is going to go tank. So he's not going AP. So I feel like it might not make too much of a difference considering the CS difference, and plus Scion will just naturally push anyway.
Yeah, and he did get a tier on his first back as well, so we'll see if Fimbulwinter coming out of the Cho, which means we're likely Frozen Heart build, and he will be going full tank there, like you said. So yeah, he's not going to do too much with any lead he is given. I'd much rather try to get the Senna snowballing, because right now, again, that CS lead has started to appear again, and it's going to be a battle of killing front lines, and sure, your front line might be bigger, but if there's no damage behind it, then it will fall. Zach slingshotting into mid, but again, Valkyrie just safely from the Corki. It's almost an impossible lane to gank.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, when you've got double tier stacking, actually there are 4 tiers in the game, so it's not making for an exciting game, that's for sure. I think it's very much like the handshake. The only handshake in this game is the both teams want to scale, but yeah.
Another slingshot, but Valkyrie is back up again. The Q will come through to pull him back, but no dice for damage.
Nope. I think you got to be able to get the command protect straight away. Get the E.
So do I look at the QW win? We'll get enough of the passive stun to use the E here as well. TK's here first though. And Senna's trying to follow up. Kaiser and Renata are here late. Sejuani comes through, but Tom Kenji just straight away to get her out. Corky's here for a bit of poke with his ults as well. Sejuani's happy to take all this damage. Kaiser ults in. It's a good Orianna ult though to stop the engage going all the way through. And low health bars, but nobody falls on either team just yet.
I mean, I was going to say, surely they just, surely they just force Fab's flash there, stuck in the pit. Both of them have to burn flash. And what seemed like it could have been a terrible trade, considering that the priority was on Eclipse there. Able to get the 2 flashes for that. So, good trade in the end. 2 flashes for 1. Crab goes over to Zach. But, yeah, they will be potentially hoping to regank that. I think farming across the board has been pretty decent. I think 83, 87, 86. Pretty good at the moment. Of course, it's a low
the only lane that they're actually winning farming is the mid lane, though, with a Darkweave, which is great. Yeah. That Orianna's up there over the Corki because you don't want him to run away with the game, but kind of need to pick up the differentials in your side lanes, I think.
Yeah. You know, in terms of goal, it's quite even as well. I think it's quite a slow one so far. It's not going to be a big explosive game so far. 22 stacks on the call still, but
well, I'm curious what soul we're gonna see, because it's Mountain Drake right next, so it can't be Mountain Soul.
hopefully, I'm hoping it's Ocean. I'm hoping
if
it's
we
Ocean,
see an
so
Ocean
they
Soul,
want to fight.
Yeah, if it's Ocean Soul,
It
we'll
has to
see
be.
so many fights for that.
It's going to be 5-game series and at least 3 Ocean Souls. Calling it now.
Oh god.
Calling it right now, and there's going to be lots of fighting around the objective. If it is Cloud, I mean, to be fair, both these teams wouldn't mind
Yeah.
Cloud either. I think,
Cloud's not
okay, for
bad.
Sion it's pretty rubbish, because he's already running at Mach 10. But the cooldown...
Corki
it was
will finish clearing his wave and uses the
Why?
package to come and secure this dragon. And this is one of the main powers of Corki's. That package kind of says, hey, if this isn't a desperation dragon, then we just get it for free, because if you can test it, you know I'm coming in hot.
Oh,
And
called
yeah, it's
it.
an Ocean Soul. It's an Ocean
I mean,
Soul.
okay, it was a 50-50 chance, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think potentially
No, it
could
wasn't.
just pack
No, it
it
wasn't. It
over.
could have been Hex Tech, right?
No, oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right, yep. There are 5,
But
not 6.
Sion has good flash to dodge the slingshot.
He has
Q's gonna come through,
R,
but
just
does not grab onto,
R.
and he will ult away through the Tribush. He's delayed the Rift Herald enough though, and HT have made their way up here to contest this. Sejuani comes through, hits 2, W to follow, Root comes through as well. Oriana ult hits 3 of them. So Rift is down, but they haven't been able to pick it up, I don't believe. Renat's ult across the wall, really good range on that, effective range. Senna healing coming to keep Orion alive. Slingshot back in to re-engage the fight. And it's a double knockup with the Let's Bounce to follow. 3 hit for that. Sion is chunk low. No ult to get out this time. And will eventually fall. Sejuani's in the back line and they're trying to turn this for Corki damage as well. But Sejuani falls for a double kill for Senna. Eventually the flash forward, but Sion does pop the Zac passive. Kaiser's trying to jump around the fights as well. Town Kedge will eat the Senna to safety. Corki trying to get out with his flash as well. And he's gonna live, die, maybe. He misses his dead too. That's 3 kills for Fabs on the day. Kaiser falls too, so that's 4 kills going over to the AD carry.
Well. Yes, you managed to stop the Herald, but you lose your whole team for it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a 5,000 gold lead, and now you got a 4-kill AD carry. There's your win condition right there. If Senna falls behind, no worries, she just gets 4 quadra kills. So, I mean,
yeah,
I think after they shoved them away from the Herald, they just had to back off there. So back off, there you go. You got North Herald, there's no reason to fight anymore. You got the objective already on the boss side of the map, you do not need to fight. Doesn't matter, you're fighting over nothing now. You're just fighting over gold. And
you used a lot to get them off. You used the Sejuani ult, you used the Sion ult. Like, all of that's gone. So...
yeah, Sion ult to run away, you know, Sedge to potentially try and keep them there, but yeah, it just feels like they were overreaching. And I'm just trying to think of where the builds go. We are going to see... why would you be going Ludens versus Sion and Sejuani? But, yeah, okay. Guess your main targets, I know, are the Corki and the Kaiser, but yeah, feels like it could be stronger.
But, yeah...
It's one of those things, it's like, no, you would just do more damage over time. And
well,
plus...
talking about the gold spread right now, though, we see Mythics coming in on the side of Eclipse, but we don't obviously see them on the other side of the Rift because they lost the team fight, and at a crucial time because you now got your Kraken coming out for your Senna, you've got your Iceborne coming out for your Cho'Gath, and Hullbreak is not even in yet for the Sion, so that 1v1 matchup where he's going to be able to eventually beat this Cho'Gath has been delayed again, which is exactly what you said we wanted to see coming out of ECO.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just... They've punished them twice, and that's all they've needed to do. They haven't needed to do any more, because now we're at a phase where they swap sides. He's now going to have to try and get the water fully down. Yeah, Cho'Gath's in a pretty good spot where he doesn't take enough damage to force him out of lane, and plus, you know, the healing from the passive every time he kills a minion, he gets the health and mana. It's just even harder to chunk him out, so... yeah, and the Hullbreaker not even be finished.
5k gold differential now, touching 6. And Senna, once she's got those first 2 items, is a force to be reckoned with. So
it's just going to be hard to get onto her, because the way the team will... I mean, it should realistically be hard to get onto both backlines, but because the ability of Corki and Kaiser to be able to access the opposite,
so we see
they could end up coming to you anyway, so...
Zac?
Yeah.
What do we think we're going to see out of Zac for second item here?
Demonic, I think.
think it's good
See
to
it,
see
see
it
it
back
like
in line.
Shyvana's, Amumu's.
Yeah.
But it's not like it always common, but it can easily be done. I think it's fine. I think if you're just going to be an extra damage source, I mean, he will most likely, depending on the snowball of the game, only pick up one damage item.
Yeah.
And it's pretty
So
good.
the
It's
lane
good
swaps
against the
came back in
tanks.
for this Drake as well, but neither Sion or Corki haven't TP, so yeah, they put Sion back in the top lane, but he's not going to be here for this potentially really important dragon fight, as we already see ECO moving over to it.
Yeah,
They haven't got one yet.
I think potentially this is a smart call. If they didn't to decide to contest it,
Oh no, Sejuani's being picked. Slingshot lands, Tom W comes through as well. Let's bounce. The flash comes through, but it's not enough. Kill goes over to Organized Crisis. He didn't use the feast though, so he'll probably be saving that for the dragon that's up in just 15 seconds time. Takes Scuttle Crab free, and no, they're sending the Cho'Gath to match the top lane.
See, I thought the call was going to be okay. We're going to give this tower because of the deficit we feel like we're in. Sion's going to get the tower for free and get some gold back, and then we'll give the dragon.
Yeah.
But then you just see Coaster walking up regardless, and then they've forced you now. They got the kill and they got a dragon, where it could have just been a trade gold for the Drake. So
I think one thing we see a lot in VL games throughout all divisions, to be honest, is the kid in a candy store kind of, oh look, I can have this, it's mine, and they see it and they want it, and I think Sejuani maybe just seen a chance to have a little sneaky engage poke, and unfortunately was found wanting.
yeah, yep, sadly punished for it. So it's it's not a kill across the board yet. I wonder who's going to get the first kill in this series for them.
You would hope it's the Corki, right?
They go, yeah, of course, hope it's the two carries, but it's 4,000 gold is the difference. That'll get chunked down a little bit with this tower as well. So as long as they can try to just keep this gold the same now from that top lane deficit, and then maybe when I fight, the gold will close and it'll be much more closer. But we just see the Hullbreaker.
Motor Joe does actually have a level up as well with this Hullbreaker, so a double knockup from the top lane Chads. And look at the poke coming out of Orianna. That Luden's Echo really putting the work onto Kai'Sa there.
Yeah, that's the thing. It will always do damage to the two backline carries, but it's just, unless they really miss position, they shouldn't be getting hit by the shockwave. But we'll see.
Rift has been started up again. They didn't manage to pick up the first one, but they are damn sure going to make sure they pick up the second. Sejuani's hovering over the wall though, so we could see a spicy engage attempt. It will be very fruitless though, because there's nobody that can help you right now.
Yep, Sejuani top as well.
I don't even like ganking the Cho'Gath here. You know how big this health bar is? That they're on Rift. Yeah, they abort mission on that one. And Zac Slingshot comes through, Cho'Gath knockup hits as well. We're going to see the Zac flash key for the double knock. Okay. Let's bounces in. More knockups coming through from the side of ECO.
Though. They're so tanky.
They're so tanky, nobody falls.
I just feel like the wet noodle fight, they burn the Zac flash plus it's such a big engage. Fortunately enough, okay, there's no dragon up either. But yeah, I think they now must both realise, okay, when it comes to 2v2 on the top side, we will take 15 minutes to kill each other, so let's maybe not fight anymore. Let's just maybe focus around the carries.
Yeah, it's worth noting as well, Corki burned the TP there just in case they stuck to the dive, so it maybe stopped the dive from happening, because they were bringing more members up to stick to it, but it is one more global summoner that we don't have available, and Baron's going to be on the map in 15 seconds, and all of your damage is in the bot lane.
Yep, and it looks like it will be the Nashor's build as well. So there is no true AD carry coming out, which makes me feel like the steel caps on Dark Chance is a little bit less valuable, because it's just a ton of magic damage you're against. Plus you're saying Sejuani, Silent CC, Renata CC. Again, it's a small thing, but as a caster, you just got to try and pick off the little things that.
Yeah, one thing that we've mentioned but not in a vacuum is the DPS output from these teams and how little there is from ECO. Sure, Haven don't have the best DPS that I've ever seen out of a team comp, but they have it there with Kai'Sa, with Corki.
Yeah,
and if at any point Eclipse want to take this Baron, it's going to have to be an empty map. It's a slingshot double flash, but yeah.
Well,
both
they're pushing
Renata
up. They're
and
pushing up
Vader
with no
super out.
vision and nobody around them. They don't know where Zac is. They don't know where they are. So
Well, you're looking at standard wards here. Look down the river. The vision's there, but it's in the wrong place. You've got to play to the jungler. Zac will be ganking from chickens. If you're in bot lane, he's ganking from the enemy tri-bush. Like, his gank pathing is different than normal junglers. You can't just ward standard and expect it to work every game.
no, exactly. And there they get punished for it. And they potentially will lose 2 towers now. I mean, they're on a reset. I presume they will stop enough
Renata ult
damage.
is available. Charge comes through,
Yeah,
though.
there we go. Okay. But drag it up in 50 seconds as well. So now the reset should come through.
I think we should really see a fight for this. If Haven are able to get this dragon and give themselves Ocean Soul point, then they can kind of dictate the game a little bit, even though they're behind a couple of thousand gold.
Yeah, and it feels like they're taking what they feel like is the correct pathing, coming all the way around through the bot lane up to the river. I think Orianna could potentially be caught.
Sejuani's looking to get in already. Bit of QW damage. The TP coming down from Sion. Cho'Gath is walking all the way down here, so he'll be here soon. Slingshot actually misses. Corky package separates the fight. It's in a perfect place as well. Senna immediately blown up. Kai'Sa gets through onto the Orianna as well. There's no damage.
Huge.
Orianna will come through. It hits 5, but it's not going to hurt anybody. So Zac will eventually lose his passive and die as well. And that is the map cleared. It's only Cho'Gath left. And with the exception of a flash ult steal, which I don't think we're going to see, this dragon's going to go for free, and maybe even the Baron as well if they're quick enough.
They tunneled onto the TP, thinking, okay, but we've just burned Courser's flash for free because we walked up to him, even though Tankage jumped on top of him. And then Corky package, they completely forget about it, and of course, Fabs isn't near enough the Dark Chance. I mean, we see the Abyssal Voyage, I think it is. Devour. They see the Devour still available for Dark Chance, so not able to use it at all to try and save his AD carry, and he goes down.
The Corky package was perfect as well. It was straight onto the center, and it also separated Orianna from the front line. They are going to try and metal this Baron, and like I said, this team do have damage to kill it. It's Corky, Kai'Sa. We're not talking about just the center here, and it's going down very quickly. Obviously, Baron gets more HP per minute in the game, so it's already gone by the time Cho'Gath gets here. Corky Valkyrie's over the wall, Sejuani Q's over the wall, and maybe Sion will die here, but his flash is available, so I doubt it.
Yeah, I think. Oh, okay.
Okay, he is rooted. He flashes into the knock-up. Not ideal. Renata's still here for a bit of poke, though. Silence comes through. We see the Shurellians get popped in. Sion makes it out safely. Yep. Oh, Senna!
Wait.
Senna, that's tower range. Fabs!
I think. I don't know if it was.
Orianna roll hits just one because Hedge goes in. Tankage, perfect Devour to keep her alive. Cho'Gath, though, dealing with the 3 backliners, he's not going to be tanky enough to kill all 3 or stop them from killing him. Meanwhile, Sejuani's not getting hit by anyone because Senna's already dead. They're trying to run away from this one, and the Baron, the Sion ult, they're going to keep going. He voiced the Tankage, tries to get through to the backline. Renata roll comes through, it hits TK. He's getting his stacks onto the Zac here, slowing him down. Charm will come through. And Slingshot back in from Zac, striking him alive. Sejuani's tanking down the entire time, but Kai'Sa gets the kill onto Tankage, and there's going to be more towers taken for Hentai Haven.
Yeah, I mean, okay, not a bad send out there, but yeah, just all, unfortunately, he was either like auto-clicking them under the tower, didn't realise, he was either going for a soul, I don't know what happened. If he just didn't move his camera back quick enough or something, I don't know. There's some error there that has sadly just cost them massively. And we've seen, I think in the last 5 minutes, I think it was like 3,500 gold when I was going to mention it.
It was,
and it's now swung 3k the other way. So like a 6k swing, almost a 7,000 gold swing from where Costa Trap is now, where that first real turn happened.
Fight into Dragon, into Baron, into team fight.
Yeah, and what was...
From 9-0 down to 9-7, they haven't lost a man. They haven't gave any gold back over.
Yeah, I mean...
During these fights.
It was meant to be a handshake to 40 minutes. It was, or at least sole point. It was meant to be the game that scaled into oblivion. But as soon as
what happens when a rock meets a hard place, though, DMO?
Unstoppable force meets a movable object. It would seem it's now anyone's game, really. Of course, either team can still take this. That's the thing. I think. You got a good shockwave onto the 2 carries if they are bunched up together. Senna manages to get the peel. The Devour was good there. We've seen what it can do, how it saved Darkweeb. And, that can happen again, where they can maybe commit too many resources. But now we see the wards coming through. As you mentioned, the vision line has to be different against the Zac, and we see it there. It's the ward and the chickens.
You've got to start questioning this Orianna pick now, though, because the Orianna's played well. The lane was fantastic. The ults are hitting multiple people, but it's just not doing enough damage. Like the ults are good. They're hitting multiples every time, but they're not doing anything.
Well, you're the only AP. This is the thing. Like he will feel like potentially that because he's only AP, I need to get as much burst as I can.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, I mean, okay, Zac will do some damage over time, but it's not enough. Again, the base damage isn't enough. Even with Demonic, I don't think it's enough. And I think Cho'Gathar isn't enough. You got to go. Think of it as an all-round. I need the Leandries, I need the Boy Staff, I need the Pen, I need to...
And the whole break from Sign is able to just ignore the Orianna completely. It's a pick attempt in the top side jungle. Sejuani is desperately deep here. I don't understand this, and he's going to be locked up and
Just 50 seconds on Dragon.
That's miscommunication, maybe.
But nobody was helping. That's the thing, I'm looking at the minimap right now, nobody was helping. You see both the bot laners almost close to mid lane, and Sarden was still pushing top, and it's very strange. Maybe felt just he was too big. No way they can kill me, but you've always got that 1000 damage Cho'Gathar ready to go. So
yeah, it doesn't matter how big your health bar is if I can eat half of it.
Yeah, and the Abyssal Mass comes through. We see the Brambles coming through. I think
this is huge, though. I mean, the Ocean Soul's up now, and Ocean Soul is almost game winning for either team. I would think.
We do see. I mean, if that Ludens was built already, for some reason the snowball was big enough for Kai'Sa, that would be like so much damage. But yeah,
handshake coming through, more wards cleared, and they're delaying it enough. I mean, ECO could have pressed onto this. They knew the Sedge was dead, but I think they've heard the Corki package being picked up and a bit of PTSD maybe of things to come.
I think so. It's a big ability. It does a lot of damage and it will burn you down. I mean, we see the Void Seeker just flying through.
More pink fights. Corki getting a bit too close to Cho'Gath there. That could have been punishing if we had a bit of a quicker reaction, maybe.
I mean, they got to respond to Sion as well. He's just pushing Sion for free. Nobody can respond.
Hullbreaker gives you increased damage to towers as well. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. They're in a great spot right now. They got to respond. They got to make a decision.
And Cho'Gath tries to walk in, but just gets handshake straight back out again. They want to reset the streak, but ECO are trying to force it. Corki's package has ran out. Corki's package has run out, so we're going to see the engage. Orianna ult is used. Cho'Gath to get a slingshot on the back line.
It's massive!
Corki's falling. Let's Bounce comes through as well. Kai'Sa is being killed by the Cho'Gath. And we're going to see Zac pass a pop, but nobody's there to kill him. Sejuani falls. It's just Sion left. He did TP into this fight, but it's way too late. I think he probably should have stayed to push towers because he's just going to fall as well. We'll see 5 for 0. And of course the Dragon and maybe Baron to follow.
Yeah, Baron 30 seconds. I feel like they're up maybe just in time enough to run to it. But yeah, just a complete ace. You just see the package run out. They took too long. They just took too long. If they just had a went,
they maybe could have
won the fight. But
because Sedge isn't hitting the streak. Senna even like.
I think they've got to just go for a reset now. Surely to just run to the Baron, because if they
why leave Zac to solo this? It's just so inefficient. I feel like if that would have been dead 20 seconds ago if Senna had stayed had autoed it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the thought process is now going towards the Baron. If they're just thinking, okay, we're not going to rush there. I feel like if Haven just rushed. But yeah, that package not being used changed that fight. If he had got that off, it would have made a massive difference to how quickly you burn down the tanks. But
and it doesn't have to be an aggressive package that you stick to. It doesn't. When you use the package, it resets your Valkyrie, so you can package in a W straight back out again. Like, so you don't even have to be super risky with it. Just get it used, get a bit of damage, right?
You can even use it to like almost like a Talia wall.
Yeah.
Where they have to you start the Dragon, you put the package down, and they have to walk through it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of damage. It takes one tick that it still does burn. I think just the hesitation coming through there. That's something that we haven't really seen so far. I mean, look at the gold. We're 30 minutes in, and there's 100 gold between these teams. That is phenomenal. Actually, it's dead even. That's phenomenal. Very, very good in terms of action, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
because they're doing the kill deficit as well. It's a bit crazy.
Yeah,
it just shows how much map control has gone over, and obviously the CS differential as well. Cho'Gath, though, as you pan over to him, does only have 7 stacks on the board, and 6 of those are minions. He hasn't been ult on dragons, Rift Heralds, or champions, so his max HP is kind of lower than maybe you would want.
Yeah, you'd want him massive by now. I just wonder when the Third item for Kai'Sa, actually just checking the gold. I mean, 1200 on Kai'Sa right now, 800 on Corki. If they get the 3 item spikes coming through for the next dragon, potentially try and stop the Baron being taken at all. I think that could make a big difference as long as the poke comes through, and we'll see with the next package how it will be used as well. Lots of ifs and buts, but yeah, I mean, we're 5 dragons in so far. I don't think you want to give 4 oceans over to this team. I think that'd be huge.
Oh. I think it actually caps out at 3 though, right? Isn't the 4th just inconsequential?
Well, the 4th would be the soul, but yeah, it would be like 4 dragons. I mean, it's gonna be what, 10% missing health every 5 seconds, and then the soul on top of it.
No, well, that's what I mean. I'm sure you don't get the. I'm sure it stops at 7.5, right?
It might do.
I think it does anyway. I could be wrong. I've been wrong once in my entire life.
What? Just once?
Just once.
Yeah. It doesn't happen very often.
No.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think.
Hopefully we won't see. I don't want to see 4 ocean souls on a Cho'Gath.
Bro,
that thing's never gonna die.
Maybe someone in chat knows. Maybe someone.
Yeah,
maybe
hopefully somebody a bit more educated than I.
I think. I wonder actually. That's a good point.
Zach trying to save some of his Krugs here, and will do so successfully. Gets all the
now,
little ones with 52 gold. So.
Having a bit of a build check, right? As you do, as a caller. We see Crown coming through. So when you only have 2 damage dealers, and you're both AP, I just feel like you just gotta go for it in terms of build. I think.
Yeah.
The damage, the burst that comes through is so nice on Kai'Sa. And
if
then
you're gonna die. Crown isn't gonna stop that into this team.
Zonya's on Aureus, there's just no damage coming out of your only true AP threat. It's just, again, you just gotta go Liandry's Void.
Oh, Sion Q interrupted as we see the back and forth trades here from the wet noodle fight of the top laners. Cho'Gath laughing at damage, but Sion doing the same. Grasp, of course, will make this a bit of a long, durable fight for the Sion with Hullbreak to help. And the Super's pushing top side as well, so ECO have to be careful here. They could just be getting out macroed whilst this Baron's being set up.
I think, honestly, it's this bot wave fight, it's just the mana deficit, I think Joe doesn't want to perhaps put in as much as possible. That's a nice ward to the left of Corki right now, though. He knows exactly where they are, doesn't get spotted by the sweeper or a control ward.
But they're all on the other side of the map, though. They were trying to collapse on Sion. They ran over pink wards on the way down, and this Baron's gone.
Yeah, nothing they can do. We'll see if they... Nope. Okay, they're not going to fight it. So now they reset quick as they can. They finish off items, they build items, and they run to the dragon. And yeah, the top lane shoving as well, so someone will have to respond to that. You know, it's all these little questions and just this little bit of hesitation coming through that's going to cost them. Of course, Senna has built rapid fire. I think it can be good with how far back Kai'Sa is if she's not diving in. Same with Corki, so...
It may be a fruitless point now as Orianna's left to defend the base, and this dragon will likely go over to Hentai Haven as there's no real contest option here, but a little researcher has flicked up in my DMs to advise that all 4 would stack, so it would have been 10% healing.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I didn't actually say I was right or wrong, but anyway.
So that's twice in my life now.
Sion's still top. Sion could just...
Orianna TP's coming through, but yeah, Sion has TP and can just walk through the base.
They're going to go. They're going to try and force.
They can give this dragon, though. They can give this dragon. Slingshot comes through.
Package.
Zach's bouncing on Corki. He's holding the package.
And
there it is. The package goes straight in. And look at the damage from Isaac Corki. Triple kill immediately. Flash away, but Renat's passive comes on. And if they kill the Cho'Gath quick enough, which they won't, kill the Zach. Please kill the Zach blobs. They kill Cho'Gath eventually. Renat's roll comes through. Zach is living a little bit longer, but it's a clean ace. Sion's still in the base with Hullbreaker, with Baron minions. That's the game. And yeah, Corki package. What an ability.
There we go. It was a game of the packages, and Corki just manages to get it off this time. It was like they were trying to force him to use it defensively to run away, but he was like, no, not this time. I am going to use it offensively. And he just goes right through the whole team. Instant double kill, felt like on a Dark Weave and Fabs, and yeah, here we are. Game 1 over, 35 minutes. Close game, back and forth, both teams winning fights, and yeah, in the end, we see Hentai Haven just being that little bit more decisive and take game 1. But if we get 4 more games of this, I'm going to be absolutely delighted.
Yeah. The fact that they were 9-0 down and were able to just macro themselves back into the game,
Yeah,
playing
100%.
around these core key packages, playing around Hullbreaker Silent TP, which I said at the start of the game could be a huge issue because they don't have the TP on the Cho'Gath to match it. Why we're doing Ignite Cho'Gath, I don't know.
Just
You know,
early game.
they pick Scion though. It doesn't matter if you beat him in early game. Whether he's just a Hullbreaker with no other item Scion, he's still going to be in the side lane with that Hullbreaker being a nuisance, right? So
Yeah.
you need to answer him.
I think, yeah, it's not really a strange way to end the game. Like it was going to come down to a fight. I'm glad
Yeah.
it ended like that. It was like
Yeah, it was
one
such
fight to
an
end the
explosive
game.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like on Monday. Was it Monday or Thursday?
I think there was one pick in the entire game, and that was Sejuani. Twice actually, 2 Sejuani picks.
No, it was last Thursday.
And then everything else was just team fight, and it was so good.
It was like last Thursday it ended like that, where it felt like it ended a bit unjust, like back doors and stuff like that. But this felt like, it was good. It was like team fight, someone just won it cleanly, ended the game. That was it. It's like a clean ending to the game, which is always nice to see. But yeah, long way to go. We'll see if things like the Corki get banned, will the Scion be taken away? Now that these picks have come out, the teams will go back to the drawing board, side selection, so on. It could all change, and that's what makes it all the more exciting when it's the best of 5 in playoffs.
Yeah, and again, to reiterate, these teams have faced off before, and it went the distance. It went the full 3 matches in a best of 3. So, seeing how this could develop into maybe a full 5 matches,
Let's hope so.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting, right? So we're probably going to dip into a quick 5-minute break with the players, grab some water, stretch your legs. For you guys watching at home, I advise you to do the same. Get up, stretch your legs, and maybe check out VL Stream 2 for a moment, where we have the losers round 2 going on. No, it's the other round 1, I think. Go check them out, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
See you soon.
Hello and welcome back to Balance League. Div 4 winners round 1 versus Eclipse Orbit and Hentai Haven Academy. 1-0 already towards Hentai Haven. From a pretty painful opening start to the game of being 9 kills down to 0. And that champion right there is potentially what brought them back into the game. I was to see Corky coming through as the first ban from Eclipse.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. It was perhaps in their mind not worth countering. Just think, okay, we will ban it. We won't have to deal with that around team fights. It will not be a problem. Yep, that followed by Veigar and also same side selection as well. So
Yep.
we're not going to see a switch in that regard. I think maybe the Yumi just comes out as well. And instead of what was ban away? Yeah, so it will be Nar. Yeah, so Corky replaces Yumi. And yeah, it's, I guess the same bands on the other side. We see Victor, we see Urgot.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we're just going to see potentially another top laner again, or maybe the Trundle.
Trundle it is,
Ha-ha.
yeah, you're right.
There we go. So doing enough. Doing enough to call myself a cast at the moment. First pick though, will it be the Senna again? Got a quadra kill. Perhaps now that they're not against the Corky, do they go for it again? Do potentially they flex the same picks again, run it back? They had good leads, so we're 9-0. You know,
Well,
all these thoughts
maybe
can
not
go through
running
our head.
Oriana though. I think that could be the only change. And again, Oriana performed well. Tarkweeb
Or
done
not
well on this
anything.
champ. The ults
Wow.
were good, but no, it's J4. Okay.
I feel they didn't actually have a pick. That went very, very long. That's a big discussion on that pick.
I think it was a question if we wanted to see more damage come out, but a similar playstyle. And Jarvan does kind of replace Zac in that regard. His passive first auto does quite a bit of damage, and the pick potential goes up a little bit. Plus, if we do see a Scion, he can't ult out of a Jarvan ult the way he can a Zac ult.
Yep, we see Sejuani again though. Didn't feel like it had the biggest impact in terms of glacial prisons. There they are. I don't think it was like, oh my god, this pick just has to be taken away. But they feel comfort with it, and
Solid pick into J4. You can interrupt the swag flag. You can obviously counter engage, and it's just a big frontline stat. Shen though.
Ooh. I mean, that's a potential flex. I feel like. I mean, I know Grumpy played Sejuani in the top lane.
True.
Don't know if that. I don't know if that's even a possibility. Don't think it will be for Joe, but yeah, very comfortable so far. Just again, this tanky, beefy top 4. And yeah, hopefully we'll get double carries on either side now. Big.
Well, we're gonna have to see some kind of damage coming out unless they just pick a support here. And yeah, okay.
That's a good start. That's a good start.
Zyra. It's a big AoE ult. Like, she does a lot of damage. But is quite susceptible to early pressure too. We could see an aggressive bot lane to answer this, I think. Maybe a Leona, I think could be really good. Or a Yumi, which is the opposite.
Well, they leave it open and it gets taken away. So potentially now an AD carry that is just going to feel impossible to kill. But then again, you have Malphite Jarvan. So what are your options for this bot lane?
I think banning Oriana is good here as well, just because they have the guaranteed ball delivery with Malphite Jarvan. The Oriana, like we said, wasn't a problem last game, but that was down to team comps. It actually could have been a problem with the way that it was played.
Aha, that is a clever ban.
Yeah.
You eliminate as much mobility as you can from that bot lane, although it doesn't do like a huge amount of damage in terms of shredding, but till later on, yep, there we go.
Jinx. Now, I would personally, Kaiser's fine here. I would like to blind pick mid here, probably.
I think
leave your ADC for last.
Because I wonder if they flex this at all, you know, because this Kaiser can go into mid. So
true.
I don't think it's like says
MF though. MF into Malphite Jarvan is bold.
Wow, I mean, not even like a Caitlyn or
Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's bold.
Okay, just team fight.
So what I want to see now is I want to see Varus get picked in this bot lane. I want Varus to come out as the AD carry. It gives you the utility for the Sejuani Shen engage, which isn't a super clean engage, to stop that from happening. He has so much poke damage with the Zyra as well. Like
Graves mid.
No, it's Jhin. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Is it Graves mid though, or is it Malphite mid? Is a Bruiser Graves top?
That's why would you play Malphite mid blind?
Why would you play Malphite jungle instead and have a J4 top?
I mean, they definitely had to share with Malphite. It feels like. I think now you know it's a short range mid laner.
Vex is a pretty solid pick here. I mean, nothing like super special or fancy. Just
you've got a lot of engage. You've got backline access. The Yume can obviously help out for whoever dives in first to get low. But on the other side, you've got Jin,
wait,
Zyra.
what if it's J4 support and it's Zyra mid?
Oh, hang on a minute.
And this is all just a big beat.
We're gonna give it 10 seconds.
Man, you don't want to take J4 onto Vex, surely. But that looks like, yeah, that's what they're going for.
They're going for J4 mid. Right. So, right. Okay.
Well, you're the colour, it's your turn. Come on,
okay.
Explain it to me, DML. Why have they picked J4 mid?
So they have felt like they have knackered their draft by not knowing what to first pick. And then they just panic picked Jarvan. And then we've said, I'll take it mid. Don't worry, I can play it. And they've ended up with Jarvan mid. Because logically, Jarvan does make sense with Malphite as a jungler. Right? But I can't make sense of it. I'm trying, I'm really trying. Because if he EQs onto Vex, he just fears them and it's like, right, okay, well, you enjoy your day. See you later with your next EQ.
And J4's pretty squishy in the early game too. And if it's mid, he's going to be going lethality probably, right? So.
Oh, like I don't know. Last time he built like Zonya's third when he was only AP. I don't know. You give me all these questions. Why are you giving me all these questions? Does he just manage to shove the wave with like an early Tiamat and roam to side lanes?
If this was genuinely a draft issue, I would have just said, hey, you were gonna have to run a bot lane with the Jhin. You can use the flag to get Jhin W's off and then engage on the Q afterwards for the double knockup. It would have been viable at least, and Zyra can hold mid lane.
And I mean, the thing is as well, right? Jhin, naturally rubbish into tanks. Graves, naturally rubbish into tanks. But you've got both. So,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, once they hit, 3 item plus and they've got the Lord Dominix and Graves has enough healing, and yeah, he does do damage then, he does. Yeah, he does. But will it be the Canyon build where you get Goldring or Black Cleaver and it's like he's hard to kill and then he's kind of shredding you down eventually?
Well, let's picture these team fights as well. You've got your front lines, right? Your Jhin, your Jarvans are on the front, your Shen, your Sejuani's on the front. Malphite goes through the back line, Jarvan locks up the front line. How are they going to follow up? Graves and Jhin are just going to walk on in through a Yuumi ult, through a Misfortune ult, through a Sejuani ult, through this Vex poke. You can't just walk into the damage. That's not going to work.
I'm thinking of the others. Like Vex jumps in, right, and the bot lane's really squishy, so she can get damage off there. She's got Yuumi on top of her, heals as well, so it doesn't make her as susceptible to getting blown up. But maybe it's just one of these picks that he's just like, you know what? Just give me Jarvan and we'll flex it. And
what I want to see, I'll
blow them up.
I want to see massive counter jungling from this Graves. I want Zeus to be all up in Coaster's trap. Ha, see what I've done there? All over the jungle, taking every camp that Sejuani's got. Use your J4's early pressure, because Vex isn't great levels 1 through 6 until she gets that ult. Use that J4 early pressure to push the wave in and roam in with your Graves. Force the 2v2, win it, get the Graves rolling really early, transition that into Drakes, into Heralds, and take that 9 kill lead you had last game and make it a 12 kill lead this game. Make it 6k gold ahead. Make it dragons on the board for your team this time. And just snowball through single player ability, because that's what this team offers and not really much else in my opinion.
Well, he has got Electrocute. So, no Dark Harvest. But Electrocute can definitely still be lethality. I mean, the thing is, he could just literally try. His job is to one-shot MF, and that's it. My job's done. There we go. Right team, finish off the fight. I die. It's done. You know, that could be a potential. We could end up seeing that, but
Yeah.
they're waiting to find out.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
and off we go.
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think when I said the team comps are going to be completely different from game one, it seemed like it only applied to one team. Yeah. Set up
I
in River as 5-man
feel
again.
like we've had the same coach all split for Eclipse Orbit, and then after the last game, that coach is like on the toilet, and somebody's came in wearing a mask, like, "Yes, I'm that coach. Here's my crazy new idea for the game 2," and they just threw everything out the window and came out with this. And
Yeah, I think.
what do you like to play? A rock? Sure, you can be Malphite. What do you want to play? A sniper? Sure, you can be Jin. Hey, you played Jarvan back in Season 3? Take it mid lane.
Well, I mean, getting told by production that they're not being coached anymore, so not completely wrong in that regard. Yeah, I mean, it is different. So, yeah, we'll have to always see, wait and see if this works out. It could just be a case of the Jarvan just gets enough AD and just absolutely pops them every fight.
I don't think it's impossible. Like,
you know, it's something that can work. It's just it's unorthodox. So it feels like it's what they're doing. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if Vex can manage to punish enough in the early game using that range advantage, try to poke them down.
well, you've got to think the other side of this matchup as well. Like, how many times has Bowl played Vex into Jarvan mid? Whereas how many times has Darkweed played Jarvan mid? So, like, the experience matters in these situations, and playing against off meta stuff can really throw you off what you expect to be able to do. And
well, I think with that as well, you just got to know that Jarvan lethality must have seen that before. Does a lot of damage, so it's just about paying respect to that early. Knowing that he's going to do this.
There we go. EQ flag and drag comes through, and the electrocute pops as well. That passive first auto does a lot of damage. Vector's execute back, but all in all, good trade for the J4 at level 2.
And that's what he's just going to keep doing. He's just going to try and keep getting priority, using the EQ knock-up, plus the auto attack, get the electrocute proc, and hope he doesn't take too much damage in reply. I think as it goes on, it should get more difficult. As we see,
good poke from Vex, though, and Shen aggressively trade into Malphite, which he can do because of that Q damage, and Malphite's mana running a little bit low.
Yeah, he just has to try burn mana down. Once he's got the health advantage, I mean, Zyra...
Very hoping to push this wave in. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll also see what the junglers are going to path. Again, it's that opposite. Oh no, wait. Yeah, it's opposite, yep. So Graves finishing at the Grog camp. Yeah, Sedge hoping to do... potentially save it on the side.
Time, not the ball time, the E comes in from MF, but nothing too exciting there. Malphite's out of mana. He can't take those trades anymore. He's going to be really careful.
Make it rain? Please, it's make it rain.
Make it rain, it is, yeah.
I'm going to check.
Bullet time's the ultimate.
Make it rain. It is make it rain. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've been doing this a lot longer than me.
Hey, whoa, what are you trying to say? Nah, but yeah.
Oh, it's a taunt though to counter the engage. The Q comes through. W's late, but Malphite can't really hit these fights anymore. And they said without mana, that matchup becomes very one-sided.
Yeah, and
Flash is bent. Flash is just been bent at the top side.
Yeah, so yeah, it just doesn't respect the damage enough.
Yuumi poke comes through. Flash bullet. Flash. Q double up. But not enough. Cleanse has popped as well to try avoid the Jin 4 shot coming through.
Junglers, run bot. There is one flash available. Run bot lane. Yeah, I mean, a frantic start. I see Dark Chance use the Ignite on to Yuumi, and I thought, okay, I wonder how Yuumi's now going to play this. And they go aggressive, they burn the flash on the other side. And
this bush is warded, so like you can't be walking into Zyra ease like that. The poke's gonna come through. 4 shot will follow.
Flash!
Yeah, first blood over. First blood over to the Jin. Ignite gets used from Yuumi as well. That's kind of a wasted summoner there. And yeah, first kill goes over to Fabs. More poke coming through. Top side trade happening again. Flag swag into mid. Graves W to follow up and flash forced from the Vex. So that's a regankable lane as well. Vex a pretty immobile champion all in all.
Yeah, that's the thing. The gang setup is there. Fortunately enough, it's still the way around. The trap would be mid, but yeah, trading and lots of action early. I mean, it's only...
the taunt just about clips the edge of Malphite, and that will be a solo kill going over to Motojo in the top lane as well.
That's just too easy. Like, you've got no flash, he's not used taunt, you must know he has it up. And yeah, picks up a very easy solo kill there. Just, I mean, great punish. He's already put the TP as well. Not going to shove it in though. Just doesn't want to.
I didn't like the Doran's ring start from Malphite here. You know you're going to here because you want the Thimble Winter anyway. So take your Doran's shield, get better, healthier trades where you can survive and lane a little bit, and then get the tier on the first back like you plan to, and then you won't have mana issues anyway. I think it's a little bit too over the top.
Come on, don't be Ocean third. Don't be an Ocean. Don't be an Ocean.
It's a battle, so it could be Ocean, it could be Mountain.
I'm going to call it. It's going to be at least 3 Oceans.
You did say 3. Imagine if we only see 3 games and it's 3 Oceans.
Yeah, I did say 5 games.
Taunt, max range again, clips the edge of Malphite's hitbox. It's a pretty big one.
Yeah, Joe stepping up. This game so far really showing just how good he is on the Shen. And
considering the Malphite was picked into the Shen as well, you'd think that there's a bit more comfort in this matchup for Crisis, but he doesn't look super comfortable right now in these trades.
Nope.
Graves is invading though, and yeah, we're switching over now. Sejuani manages to keep the big chicken to herself, and we'll walking out. TP comes through, Shen's making his way down as well, but Graves is long gone, so yeah, they back out with that one.
Yeah, there's no reason to try and give up or to give up anything there. And again,
good poke coming through, and it's the plants into the W. They walk forward because I guess they thought they were gonna die anyway, and Charmander there just falls again in this bot lane. The Jhin absolutely wreaking havoc down here right now.
I definitely think you need to get Sedge down here.
Max range taunt, another aggressive trade coming through from the Shen. Once you've got those double rubies into the tier, like Malphite's HP is nothing compared to Shen right now. You can take these trades and you're just so much healthier. You got 400 more base HP right now. Like,
yep, and plus you don't have mana as well. So every trade you take
like max range taunt again with the instant Q procs. Malphite lives on buttons.
Oh boy, yeah, he's just getting absolutely annihilated though up here. I think every single taunt we've seen just landed max range, and we do see the the dragon is a nice touch as well. I think. Oh, okay. Right. Maybe we could have seen an ignite coming through from Darkweeb. I thought maybe, or even Mojo as well. Just ignite there kills him. Ignite mid maybe just does the damage when the fear comes through, but you've already done enough. So it doesn't really matter.
I'm surprised that you didn't go for the ignite, just to kind of stick to that all in one shot kind of idea.
But I mean, the Zyra answer, knowing they're leaving the Yuumi up, is just working wonders right now. I think they've got to respect it. Every root combination coming through. It's doing
this CS differential across the board again. Top is ahead, which I mean, Multi-Joe's putting on a clinic up there right now. Arvin's actually leading in the mid lane though, which surprises me.
Yeah, and I think Sorchu's start is a little bit interesting. I think just wants to get more penetration down, but
probably wants to avoid the flag swags, and the extra speed, the extra mobility of tier 2 boots might help with that, I guess.
But looks like we're going to see the crit build potentially going to come out of MF, and then the Eclipse build from Graves. So another interesting adaptation. It's not going to be
so the vines come through again and hit Sejuani. Yuumi over to heal low, dodging in and out between the 2 different jumps.
Yeah, and it's not lethality Jarvan either. Okay, so just lots of different things going on right now. I just expected to see different builds, just to try and do more damage in different areas. But yeah,
we've got identical builds coming through from Sedge and Shen. Bambi's into cloth armor. Not surprised by this.
Nope. That's going to be 2 variations of a battle. Oh, nice sidestep there. That's the first one we've seen actually.
Yeah. That would have been death actually, because Jin's got his ultimate available, so the curtain call would have came in and MF would have probably died if that W hit.
It's going to come down to these early fights. I think again, 1200 goals lead. It's not humongous. I just think it's the
Flag swag comes in again. Q to follow, and Shen all comes through. Vex is able to bait it out. The taunt follows, and J4 will die to this one. And Multi-Joe on this Shen, turning up again.
Yeah, I just think, unfortunately, using the Shadow Surge, so at the end, the Vexar, unfortunately, just not able to land that. Being a big cooldown, But yeah, back at top lane again. This man is just doing absolute work across the board.
You want to talk about absolute work? Graves is making his way up here to maybe get a kill on the Shen and drop the Rift Herald that he picked up earlier on.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to recall, so no
he's backed
opportunity
out.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
So...
I mean, bot tower is breakable. Dragons need to spawn. If they can get bot tower down and straight into this dragon, then they could see the way of trying to really get into this game.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. When you've got these resources, you've got to use them wisely. In a game that's going to, again, come down to very close margins. And
the sidestep from Jin. He dodges the W as well. He will be stun locked up by the E eventually. Zyro comes through, but it's not enough. The bullet time and the Yuumi will come through as well to make sure
used
that Jin
everything.
They did, but they get the dragon for it, right?
You would hope so. I think, is there going to be a contest? That's the thing. They did use a lot of ultis
They don't have
for it.
any up. Even Vex ult's down. Shen ult's not
No,
available.
there's no jungler. This should be secured with the smite. And there we go, it comes through. And again, you know, Dragon's up. They make a play. Their gold leads even again. These little swings back and forth. These two teams. Oh, it's such a pleasure to watch. I have to say, you know, just... It's nice to see such an even game. Oh, and he steals...
112 gold in my pocket.
Oh, boy. It's swinging every single way from Shen to stealing.
It's worth noting that if Vex didn't steal that scuttle, the gold would be dead even right now. That was 112 gold.
Like, yeah, that's the difference right now.
200
it's a
swing.
grab.
Yeah.
Like, scuttle is the difference between winning and losing.
That's how close this game is.
It's insane. It's so nice though. It's not a washout. It's just yeah, it's a big lead for Mojo, and I think he's using it. He's applying it to other lanes as well now. That's the thing. You know, the ulti's coming around again. We'll most likely see that used in response. If they can hold off 15 seconds on potentially a bot gank, might see it. But yeah, look at the vision as well.
The control wards and Graves could be dive here again. Like I said, the Shelly is up, so they can use Rift to tank if they want. Vex is on the way down though, and they know. They know she ran over a ward. Ult comes through, Jarvan's there to counter. Instant pop. Zeus gets the kill for that one, but instantly killed back by the Misfortune. Call coming through. Jarvan falls on the way out to the MF as well, so that's a double kill for Charmander on today. Max range Thorn coming back from the top lane too.
He dies with Herald up. He doesn't even get to use it.
He doesn't even get to use Herald, yeah, that's huge.
So, that tempo play where you clear the vision, you send 4 people bot, but as soon as you have Jarvan clearing the ward in the dragon and Graves clearing the ward in the city, you know exactly what's coming. You know they're going to try and dive. You got to back out there, thinking, okay, well they got vision, we can't do it. We got to regroup, think again. They do manage to pick off Bull there, but
another Max range taunt. It's worth just talking about item builds right now. We see the Warden's Mail coming out super early from Malphite, trying to survive these enhanced Q trades, I guess, from the Shen.
But he does.
His flash is away. So I see Malphites do this a lot. Your ultimate has a lower cooldown than flash. Right? Could have just ulted away there. Come on, bud.
I mean, yeah.
We'll try to stop the Rift Herald charge, but it goes through, and a couple of plates are passed over.
And I'm just thinking, I mean, you're building... The Shen Q does maxed health damage.
Yes.
So, the Warren's
my god, it's a double ultimate stack.
Shen Q's gonna die first! That's what that felt like. It was like, okay, you're gonna burn everything. And, yeah, but again...
I want to see the damage graphs after this game and just how much of it is Moto just hitting the Malphite. It's a flash to drag it away, but the speed up will come through from an MF and with the heal from Yuumi as well, getting out of there scot-free. Malphite though comes through to try kill the Shen. Graves is here to follow up. Flash is burnt. W's down, so no auto attacks in that circle. So it's one to see if the counter gank. W comes through, smite for the slow and the extra damage as well. And Shen comes to get that kill too. Flash forward for the W on Graves. Get the kill for Coaster Trap, and that is 2 for nothing on the top side of the map.
They're getting everything.
You want to talk about getting everything? Rift Tower's up in 40 seconds. They can take top tower, get vision in the top jungle, and take Rift as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, bot tower's dead as well.
This is just... They're getting everything. The Jarvan's not doing anything. This is it. It seemed like, the Jarvan, it's got to get around the map, it's got to roam, it's got to try and use our places, but it's just not doing anything. The top lane deficit is absolutely humongous right now. Coaster hasn't had like a humongous early game impact where you're thinking, oh my god, this is why he's been everywhere, but it's enough. It's enough because the Wrestling Zeus just hasn't been as proactive. He tried. Yeah. We've seen him bot once there, and then top there dies. the Shen gold lead right now. He's 2,500 gold above his counterpart, and
this isn't a Cho'Gath that can wave clear, right? This is a Malphite. He can't just stop the Shen from beating him when he's this far behind. Like in game 1 where they put the Cho against the Scion, they were able to leave him to deal with that lane.
And do you know the other thing? The other big thing? There's no AP apart from Zyra. So if this support falls behind and he builds armor, how do you get through him? This is the trouble. How do you get through the guy? And I mean, you've already got the Kraken Slayer coming through, I presume.
Flag swag. Flash straight out after result as well.
I mean,
Shen all coming through, Zyra all coming through. MF eventually falls. Ooh. Yumi falls too. Shen doesn't get anything on this. He's surrounded by all 5. I'm sure I've seen a meme of this somewhere on the internet that we won't talk about, but he taunts forward to try and get the jab, and then he does do so. The 500 bonus gold eventually going over to Graves, but gets the job, and I guess 1 for something. Not a bad play all in all from ECL to try and get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't quite the Captain Jack cleanse. Just doesn't cleanse anything really. Just thinks need to cleanse the knockup, but okay.
Oh, they go for the fight though. Vex is in with the ult and immediately pops the Jhin here. Sejuani comes through to lock up the Graves. Malphite is a level 10 cannon minion at this point, and Vex will flash away. No, they trade. Sejuani gets the kill. Malphite does manage to kill Vex, and I guess the Dragon's still alive. MF is sprinting over here. Zyra's sprinting over here. Jarvan's sprinting over here. It will be a mountain soul.
Oh, okay. Next game. Next game. It's gonna be Ocean. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. That's all you can say there. Does have smite available. Cleanly taken, no need to risk it at 860, 850, you know, just wait 600. Get the smite down. And yeah, what you thought could have been a turnaround and a swing there, the 2-man decide to just go for it with the ultis.
And then Ball was like, hey, I've still got a way into this fight, guys.
We've seen this before though, right? Where the bot lane, well, Fenty Haven do get caught in the mid lane. We've seen it there. And Joe sadly has to give up his life as well, trying to save him. They live for a very long time, but they've got to be careful on these rotations. You know, they are going to take Herald now. They're going to get everything on the map, but yeah, in terms of the punishing being there, they do overstep. Both these teams have the ability to punish each other, so they've got to be careful, especially the next 2.5 minutes when there is a Baron available very, very soon. They have to.
Oh my god, the Shen taunt almost takes the red. Instead, he's just going to stand here and fight the Graves and take no damage. 2 levels up, and quite happy to take that auto attack trade to the face. No issue for him.
None at all. None at all. Not even bothered. Just like, let's go. I mean, what are you gonna do? Only Zyra can really kill me right now. So it's tough. It is very, very tough at the moment.
And the question is now, like, do they have to just surrender all farm from the Malphite and say you're literally just the funny button champion now? You're only here to press ult and nothing else? Because he can't feasibly sit to the sideline with the Shen, because he's just going to die.
What else can you do? You know, you're stuck in a situation where you've been hammered in lane. You've got your Merc Treads, okay. You're building Warden's Mail for the crit that's going to come through from MF in 3 items time. You know, you're not sitting on an item. You're not tanky enough.
I feel like Organised Crisis are trying to open an odds and sods merchant shop here. It's got a bit of every item in the game, but nothing completed. And
well, so is J4. I mean, look at the team. The team's kind of I mean, not so much.
I think J4 is going towards 1 item.
So it's going to be Gold Drinker into. What's that going to be?
Maybe Cleaver. We could see Death's Dance coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be Black Cleaver. So Gold Drinker, Black Cleaver. That will.
The glass key bounce and the W to follow. Graves just tried to come in and the Malphite ult is whiffed. Quite heavily. All the time following through Shen misses everything, but the Sejuani ult doesn't. Malphite has to flash out as well. Yumi ult gets used too. All the big ultimates have been blown in this fight.
It's like, if you're going to press R, I'm going to press R. It was just everything whiffed. Malphite R, Yumi R. Shenar came through delayed and then...
Okay, J4 is in, flagging swag straight to the ult as well, but does die for it. Jhin gets the kill on Miss Fortune as well, though. Zyra coming through to get the kill on Shen. Eventually, he is into the back line, but Vex cannot live long enough here. And Sejuani, Yumi, all that's left on the Rift, and they will have to back away and give this tower over.
Why would you go back in? You've just burned all. Okay, to be fair, actually, that was forced from Jarvan, actually. But I don't know why Bull...
Vex was the only ult left, right? Like...
yeah, I don't know why people said to re-engage after that one, but maybe if I could get the recess, somehow turn the fight big taunt. Oh,
says
okay.
look to re-engage. Like Yumi Q does a little bit of damage.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't. Yeah, that's a little, still a little bit scary. I think if Zyra is able to get rolling, this game could be a lot more problematic in terms of just killing the carries. I mean, we have seen 4 deaths from Charmander Nerd already, so he's not. He is susceptible to being caught. You can kill him off,
yeah.
even with a Yumi. The ultimates did whiff though. I think potentially when we get a more balanced team fight, where ultimates do land, taunts land, MF ultis land, it could be a different
Zyra,
case.
be huge.
Yeah, there's still a lot to play for. We got a minute on Dragon. It is a 22-minute soul if taken on time. 22-minute soul. That is massive.
And Mountain that early in the game is
especially
like,
against Jarvan, especially against Malphite Jarvan, who really need to get that burst down. They're not going to completely 100 to 0 you through a Mountain Dragon. It's going to be taking a little bit more. Oh, okay. I am surprised Collector second though against Malphite. I think Lord Doms would have just been better.
yeah.
Because you've already gone Kraken, right? You've already committed to going Kraken over the Gale Force against this team. So just, yeah, you're ahead. But I mean, Collector's not really going to do it.
Okay, Rift Herald to get mid prio. Graves is here to answer it though, and they don't seem too comfortable stepping up. Shen's off on the sideline with both globals available, and
it's not even going to get a...
the Rift Herald kind of didn't do anything. I understand that they're scared of the all-in engage from like the Jarvan Malphite, but you can commit somebody to stand up front with the Sejuani there and try forcing a gauge out of them, because now you're giving up prio.
Okay. So it's like last game. They get to 3 dragons and like, we're kind of scared now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we do this?
They don't need to force it, but you can't let your MF walk in first if you're gonna. And yeah, they kind of just get this one away for free. So, I mean, for me, the call here, if you're not doing the dragon, take the mid tower.
Oh!
So they fight it now instead, though. Vexel comes through. MF ult over the wall as well. MF does eventually fall. Zyra and Jin got popped immediately, though. Graves will fall to Shen too. And the fight is still going as Malphite tries to live, but he's not able to. Shen is killing Jarvan on the backline. He tries to turn around instead. Vex tries to get another kill, but Sejuani picks that up.
Why did they not do that before? Why did they not do that before the dragon?
I mean, they do get it done, though, and they will attempt to do Baron without the misfortune, which could take a while.
Yeah.
Have you got any stories of your youth that you would like to tell us, DMO, over the next 18 minutes while we watch this Baron die?
So my youth, I feel like, well, I'm not that, like, I'm old. I'm not that old. Yeah, it's gonna go down in credit. I just don't know why they pulled the trigger after when there was nothing. Okay, yeah, they do get the result of the Baron, but it wasn't that they were fighting around Baron. This is just as a result of being able to win a fight after an objective being taken, which is just very risky. But yeah, they managed to
did get it, but it was close. Like, they were being closed in on, and oh no, the Vex is gonna die for it. Yep. Shen manages to knock over the wall, so yeah, it's worth one for the Baron, but
yeah, it is definitely. It's definitely worth it. I mean, we see the resets coming through as well, and yeah, we just got to try and look to the next fight. I think mid tower will surely go down here, and then we'll see where we go next. I mean, these games are just super close. You know, it's 3.5.
Very pendulum swing, yeah.
3k now. You know, Baron going over. It can still go either way.
It's an attempt to engage onto the Zyra, which would be a huge pick. She does get rooted up by the Yumi ult. Make a rain comes through, and the slows are on. Shen taunt to flash on the spot from Zyra, and she will fall.
Yep, there we go.
That's huge.
It is for Siege. I mean,
that's their wave clear. That's most of their damage actually. Like, Jim might have the kills, but the Zyra AP is really what's hitting. Both tanks are happy to go forward now. Bullet time to follow. Graves gets out, but it just gets stunned up. TP comes straight through for Vex, but you're going to be in the middle of everybody. Instant counter engage, and you get popped immediately by the Graves. MF managed to get back this time, though, and will eventually kill a Malphite on the backside. Jarvan's low, but looking to fight. Shen ults, and he E straightforward flash onto the Jarvan, gets the double kill for MF there as well. Jin Pulsar's going to come through, but Graves gets a kill on that one, and they're running out of damage on side Hentai Haven here. Shen Tolan comes through again, though, perfectly timed.
How big is Mojo beat this game?
Molta Joe definitely has been running rampant in this game on the Shen.
You know, next time I get the chance to cast with this man, I'm definitely going to ask him about how he's so good on Shen. Just my word. Honestly, been absolutely everywhere this game. Really stepped up. Don't get me wrong, not like he played bad last game, but just this tag matchup on this champion, playmaking, ultis at the right time. How many taunts have we seen him land? Like, it's just...
I've seen him miss one taunt in 25
It's absolutely incredible how
and
many
I feel like he's using it on cooldown.
He's just landed every single big taunt he's needed to land, and this isn't a game about the middle laners. Don't get me wrong. 1-5-10, 1-5-12.
Yeah.
This Vex feels like very
Kingdom.
much out of the game. 5-0-11 on Coastal Trap, yet to go down 0-1-15. It's not so much the KD, it's the KP. It's 16. 15. Big KP numbers are all there collectively picking it up, and minute 15 on the Dragon. It's going to be
another attempt for the Mountain Soul. We'll see every ultimate backup for every champion in the game by the time the Dragon rolls around.
And we're going to have MF with IE. Yeah, we're going to have MF with IE as well. That's 3 items now.
My edge. I don't think it's terrible.
It is at least a 60% crit. It's not like, oh my god, you're building it and you got 40%.
Would I still prefer an LDR though? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think there's just more damage on the ult.
Honestly, I think if Malphite was a bigger problem, yes.
Yeah,
if you couldn't get through, we just can't get through the front line. Well, look at your build. That's why you're not getting through the front line. You got Collector, but I think because they are able to win the fights for now, it's not as big of an issue. But we'll see with the next fight how much damage if the damage is able to land. Graves is now.
ECO here first, so we
Graves is big.
Could see an engage. No, Sejuani ults forward onto the Zyra.
Oh, this is huge.
Great pick. Graves is dead immediately. Zyra's dead immediately. And Jam tries to counter engage, but there's not enough damage there. And the pick in the Zyra has been the call in the last two fights, and it's paid off huge dividends. Jin using the blast gun to get over the wall, and will manage to try to get to safety, but no. Malphite has to try and slow the Shen down because Mota Joe is ruthlessly looking for more blood and gold on this one, and will off to take the Krugs instead. Call comes out. Joe can tank this though. He can stand right in the face of Jin and say, "What? You're ulting me?"
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. And the thing is, it's like, okay, I mean, look at the ults. They're not really tickling on too much. But yeah, the last two fights have been absolutely fantastic. We've seen there. Perhaps the Sejuani take on a different target, maybe. But yeah,
what's changed for me is that on the side of Hentai Haven, they've realized, okay, we need to kill Zyra. And that's what they've been doing. And unfortunately, Eclipse haven't yet realized, hang on, Zyra needs to live. They haven't caught up to the game shift yet.
Oh no! Look at the Jarvan build.
Iraq.
No, like what? You need to read patch notes, buddy. You need to read the patch notes. It's just such a dog item. Second, third, even it's off your bonus health. It's not.
What I would have actually liked to see from J4 here.
Black Cleaver, go in, press R, give your Graves and Jin
I wouldn't have even went Cleaver. I probably would have went GA. Full go in.
I feel like it's too wasteful. I think if you're ahead, sure, go it. But then you're going to go in, you're going to get popped, and then the item doesn't do anything. Gives you AD. Yeah. But I mean, if you're ahead in this game, you've got Black Cleaver, you're in a really good spot. Yeah, you could go GA. I think, I'm ahead. I've got the gold. Fine. But I think at this point in the game where you're not doing enough damage, you've got the electrocute, it feels useless. You've not got Conqueror. You're not healing anything. Yeah.
But the Zonya's completed for Vex as well.
Zonya's gonna come through.
Root follows Malphite ults in Channel to follow though. Zonya's popped as we've just been talking about.
Yeah.
Which means the Vex will not die, but it does stop the Channel from finishing though. Not much more is going to happen. They tried to stick to that. Meanwhile, on the bot side of the map, Jarvan is trying to use his flag spot to escape from the Shen, and he does so. Malphite getting hit by this tower now though. Sejuani locked them up, plenty of CC, and they're desperately trying to take down this tier 1 tower. But look at the enemy base. The base is dying to Misfortune Yumi. Curtain calls coming through. They're now recalling, but they've already lost the Nexus tower. TP's coming through from Malphite. It's going to be interrupted by the Sejuani Q wasn't far enough. Oh my god!
What is this?
Oh my god!
It went from being It's went from being so good to just.
I feel like every player just turned their monitor off at the same time.
And I like how I just checked chat for 1 second, and Ice is also saying, "Give us stories from your youth," and it's like, oh, for God's sake. But I mean, yeah. This game, like, they put so much into getting a tier 1 top and end up almost losing the game. I feel like just the desperation's obviously setting already. I think they feel like they don't know where to go next. Their top lane's really they're too engaged. They're two solo lane engagers that needed to be strong in this game, have just fell so far behind. That's the key point. The takeaways so far in this game. We see the Baron. Malphite's here. They're going to have to do something.
Chased away. MF, look at the confidence of the Misfortune right now. Like, I'll just run down the Malphite.
Flash.
He has to ult away as well. There's the flash to follow. And
look at
they're
the
still
speed.
Going to chase you down. The W speed plus the Yuumi heal.
What is that?
Yeah.
So fast. Got the zoomies right enough.
Not able to get away from that.
Yeah, and then look at Ghost.
Sedge, meanwhile, tanking the Baron quite happily.
Yeah, and Wrestling Zeus is like, you know what? I'm going to take my Krugs. I don't care.
And all this is happening while Shin's chilling in the bot lane, stacking that wave up with the Baron that's about to hit as well.
Yeah, this is just...
the lead is just mounting and mounting. Speaking of mounting has already been picked up, and that means Elder will be on the field in 2 minutes as well. And if anything's going to finish this game out, it will be the Elder.
If this game gets flipped at Elder and it goes the other way, and it just be...
Would you even be surprised?
No, it'd just be such a mad ending, honestly. I think this isn't deserving of what Game 1 gave us, with how one-sided it is. But, fair play to Endive, and they played absolutely fantastic this game, especially during this mid-game. The fights they've been able to take, the combos, Malphite are just not doing enough on the backline. Yuumi does one heal, and the full burst of Malphite is negated. You've got
Vision fighting coming through. They're throwing some poke down onto Sejuani, but
she took no damage.
Yeah. She kind of doesn't care anymore.
A little bit ticking now, but that Mountain Soul's doing so much work. And this is the thing as well. You've got a 4-item Graves that just isn't able to put out the burst because he's so short range into a composition that can do so much damage from a distance.
And bot wave is stacked with the Baron minion. And we're slowly walking in for some linear damage on this tower. Bullet time comes through to try and pick off the chain.
Oh my word.
Low enough. Oh, Vex follows through. Zonya's under the tower to lose that aggro as well, and maybe try to skip on out. Zed, you can go in there and tank for your carry, and you did. Charmander and Ned immediately popping the Graves. Jarvan tries to re-engage, gets the kill onto... No, he doesn't.
Oh, it landed again!
Vex lived. Wow, and then ulted back through to the Zyra. What a fantastic ult.
Not Sardine. Not Sardines this game. That's just going to be game.
That's just the game.
One engage bot lane. Just overstepping, taking the wrong pathing. Seeing a chance to win. It lands again. Just the Jarvan mid. I really want to know if any of the members pop into chat and then please tell us, was the Jarvan meant? Was it last second? Was it indeed a panic pick? Because it just felt like it did absolutely nothing. It felt so replaced.
This is a demanding game too.
Yeah, they had the chances as well. We've seen the one fight they took. Where they managed to kill off Haven.
It's not entirely, but quite a lot on the back of Motor Joe. His Shen performance this game was phenomenal. His ults, as soon as he hit level 6, that ult mid to save Bowl and turn around that 2v2, insane. Like really early on. And it's just...
Yeah. Okay, so Jarvan wasn't a panic pick, okay. So it was deliberate, just didn't quite work out, just didn't find any really big opportunities, and when it did, the Shenar would come through, the Yuumi heals were too big, there was just too much to combat it, there wasn't enough damage coming through at that point.
No, I've learned anything from my time in VL over the years, is that everyone loves a reverse sweep, and we definitely could see one with how close some of these fights and some of the macros been with these two teams. So
for sure, this is nowhere near over.
I think we've got a good series ahead of us, and if we step away for maybe 2 quick minutes, let the teams take a breath, and we'll hop back into Game 3. Hello and welcome back to Valent League Season 12, Split 1, Division 4, Winners Round 1 between Eclipse Orbit and Hentai Haven Academy. It's currently 2-0 in favour of Hentai Haven, and the sides are staying the same with Eclipse opting to go for blue. Timo, what do you think we're going to see difference in the pick bans at this time?
Well, there we go. That is it. The instant Shen ban. So I was thinking, you mentioned that Organized Crisis does play it, but obviously do not feel confident enough in this specific series to take it up. Probably will be followed by a Corki and then potentially the Yumi again. Just swapping it again, but same side selection, so not feeling like they want to change sides to try and get a potential different pick. But the Sejuani, okay. So I wonder if the Trundle ban will still come through.
The question is, have they forgot about the Corki from game 1, which was the turning point, the pivotal turning point for Hentai Haven was Corki in the team fights.
Just the package usage was. I mean, to be fair, the Yordle player, Sardine, has just been phenomenal. I mean, the early game, last game on the Vex was a bit disappointing, obviously for himself, I think.
And it's a Vex fan.
Okay, Corki's open, Yumi's open. It's two things that they could take. I mean, a package with Yumi.
I imagine we'll see Trundle for ban 3, right?
Well, Sejuani's been banned now, so the natural counter, but they're going to take up the enemy regardless. They just do not want Zeus on this pick, or potentially even in the top lane. They just don't want it anywhere. Don't want it involved. What's going to be the answer now? We've seen Senna. We've seen Jarvan. What's the next answer? What's the next first pick? Where do they go
we see maybe a Mordekaiser?
Oh, no, it's something different. Okay, we're going to get a damage-dealing jungler this time.
Okay.
So, actually, no. To be fair, we had Graves last game, so that's a bit of a lie.
Well, true, but we also had a jungler in mid last game, so Diego could be mid.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's it could be.
It's more common than Jarvan mid.
Did they just? I was gonna say, did they just go Corki Yumi? But it looks like they're gonna take the Jinx.
I mean, Yumi, if you're comfortable on it, I guess. I prefer something that can help with the appealing a little bit more for Jinx. Volibear's a great pick.
Yeah,
we've seen this champion dominate.
Yeah, it is just, it's really good right now. It just feels really oppressive from ahead. It just runs at you and makes your life miserable.
He trades good at level 2. He clears really strong. His tower dive is strong. He doesn't fall off late. He's still tanky. Like, he's got good engage.
He's just solid right now. He is
his flash Q engage at level 3 is literally disgusting.
And you take Jhin into it. Okay, well.
Jhin doesn't kill tanks, as we discussed last game.
Naturally just bad into tanks. It's just feels
have the
difficult.
DPS. He's like the assassin ADC. He doesn't have DPS. It's all best.
Ooh.
And it is Mordekaiser. I did say we could see more this game, and I didn't think it'd come out this early, but it does. And Corki instantly picked into it.
So the priority isn't taking a top laner that could counter it. It isn't taking the Yumi, so it's banned away. It's going to be the Corki.
Yeah, they want the second rotation, right?
And we see a completely different shift. There's no importance on supports right now. There's no, and then obviously for Eclipse, they want importance on top lane, and Hentai even want importance on mid. That's where the varying differences are. We see the Caliban again. I presume another mid will come out. And potentially two top lane bans, potentially two supports, the Yumi.
What could we see Yoon pick up here? I know Yoon typically plays Enchanters, but could we see maybe a Nautilus come out or a Leona? I think that'd be really interesting just to keep the Viego off this Jinx.
I feel like Lulu would be a good ban. I think Lulu, although of course when Mordekaiser ults, that doesn't mean anything, but I think Lulu Jinx, and then if one of the carries does go down, then Lulu could just buff the other one. But Corki instead. I think that could be a big ban. I think they could go towards... Okay, I was going to say maybe
the Scion ban,
maybe a tank.
Yeah.
But they beat me to it by banning it, and they won't have the Scion, so they shouldn't take it away. Well, definitely not going to be Kai'Sa unless it's top. So
it's Mundo.
Oh, okay. It does take longer for Mordekaiser to get through.
Yeah.
Because the only way to stop the invulnerability is using the E. So naturally, you're never actually going to be able to pull the Mundo in. And then if he's able to just build Spirit Visage, it's harder to 1v1. Janna to stop the Volibear though. So you're going to Janna Jhin. Okay.
Nana Jin is not a bad matchup. I think Morgana probably would have worked better. The Tormented Soil worked really well with the Jin W as well.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I love this champ. Oh, come on. Go on.
I see a soul pick to Master Corky
Nah,
roams.
not gonna be. It'll be. Nah, something.
That's Brianna.
Ooh. Wow. Okay,
Equally
so
as
the
interesting,
gauntlet.
but for a different reason.
Gauntlet has been thrown. You are not able to build Hexdrinker this game, Mr. Corky. You are going to have to be against an AD Assassin, which makes it a very interesting 2v2. And there's another Enchanter coming through. I mean, it feels like the 2v2 is going to be really tough. Seraphine Jinx should just be able to dominate that 2v2. Jungle matchup could be really. It feels.
If Jin effectively trades around the Janna shields, then it can be fine. But the Seraphine poke can be a bit scary. So I think Bush dominance in the bot lane is going to be the game changer there. If Janna can win Bush control, then I think they have a fighting chance in that bot lane. If not,
Yeah.
then yeah, Jinx Seraphine should win over it.
It just feels kind of rough. I mean, it's a more reactive draft coming through from Anti-Haven, but it feels like, once again, you've got an Enchanted support, double frontline, double backline.
Okay, so this is, again, though, the situation that we had last game, only it looks a bit more standardized from Eclipse, which is this early game, we're going to make plays around the map. And if they do, they will snowball the game, it will get out of control, and there's not too much that the scaling side of Haven can do. But if they don't snowball, they have no late game options. What, Viego?
No.
Is their only late game?
No. I mean, they fall behind versus Corky Jinx, it's doomed.
Yeah.
They should, if played well enough, like they have done the past two games, should not have a chance to pull it back after 20 minutes. I think when you're against such impressive champions,
We need solo lane dominance here.
Yeah, we do. We need some big solo lane performances.
Yeah.
Darkweave has been just a little bit underwhelming so far. I think trying different things, and again we're trying something else again. And this one, Viego can match up 2v2 really, really well. At least you've got the mixed damage. At least when you've got a Viego, you've got a Mordekaiser. Mundo's going to struggle to build both resistances early on, so there is that potential to get up there. I think if there's ever a health lead for Mordekaiser, ulties, Viego's there, it's another easy kill. But yeah, that being said, execution is a massive part of it, and I think both games could have went either way. So it'll be interesting to see how this one's going to play out with more exciting picks again.
Glad to see a slight change in the rotation of where they're putting some of the power as well. Crisis, of course, feeling a bit hard done by maybe in that last game, getting bullied by the share, and I said, okay, I'm having a swing at this guy for a change. And maybe they'll try play through the top lane and get the Mordekaiser rolling and then move that power through the rest of the map, because Jinx isn't great in straight up 1v1 conflict. So if Mordekaiser can get big enough and get the ult on the Jinx, it could be a pretty much straight up free kill, and the team fight could fall apart from there as well. Or we could see some really good vision, and Quiana ults can be huge as well into teams like this. So there's options, but they've got to be early, and they've got to be executed really well.
Yeah, that's just it. It's we're a minute from getting into game, and I think now you've not got any rolls of the dice left. This is your last game to be able to win. There's no other games to fall back on.
They're probably secure on the fact that there's a losers round. Obviously it's double.
Yeah, double elimination. But I just mean in terms of this series specifically, there is no.
Yeah.
There's no game.
That's maybe what I'm thinking. They've gone, actually, let's throw a curveball, let's throw everything at it. If it doesn't work, then we know at the playoff level these kind of aggressive comps aren't working for us, but at least we give it a fair go. And then when we go into the losers round, we can play a bit safer, a bit more standardized, like we usually do. Maybe that's the thought process here.
Yeah, true. Very true. I think it could well be. It could well be the thought, and I'm just looking forward to seeing the Quiana. I'm looking forward to seeing if he's able to get around the map, if he's able to move, and yeah, if we can see some big ultis. We've seen multiple team fights where people have had the advantage of big wombos, and this is just another one. I think, okay, everything else collapsing on top of it isn't as strong. There is no other ultimate apart from Kiana when you go in to follow up, but
One thing
maybe
we
maybe it
haven't
could be enough.
touched on, though, talking about that Quiana ult, it's actually kind of a really good counter engage for the Corki package as well. If both teams are grouped around this one objective, like Drake, for example, Corki's going to package in, Body's going to follow, and Quiana can avoid the package but ult those two champions straight into a wall, then it will mitigate the damage that Corki package is putting out, and there won't be really any follow-up. So maybe it could just be a get away from me kind of ult to tie in with the Janna disengage.
Potentially. It's just not normally how you like. I just feel like the champ, if it's able to function in this game, she's able to get onto Jinx. She's able to ulti into the wall. Mordekaiser's around, to try and pick off another target. Viego's in there. They're kind of all doing different things, and like Janna's just kind of fending for themselves. I feel like that's how you could see it, but it's so chaotic that they're just able to win fights, and there's no response from a team that wants to 5v5. They're just like, oh, well, what do we do?
And in order to do that, we're gonna need, like we said earlier, those solo lane dominant starts here, and hopefully we get to see that, and we'll see how the game plays out. We do see exhaust coming in from both bot lanes this game. Darkweave though is opting for the igniting mid on that Quiana, and we see Crisis revert back to the TP. So one extra TP on the side of Hinterhaven, which again, not surprised by because we expect them to play a more team-orientated kind of style.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. I think, especially for how Corki can build this game.
Yeah,
gets like 2 AD assassins.
Well. He's just gonna farm up gold so quickly.
Yeah, against like 2 AD assassins, and then a Mordekaiser doesn't need QSSs, have to go defensive as well. It's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so there was a slight pause, but everybody's ready to go now, and we should see them coming out probably again to standardized 5 points. I can't see an engage happening with Janna.
Yep. No, and I think the call start again just shows how much they just want to sit back and just try and just scale into this one. I think they do scale very, very well. I think although Mordekaiser will have his way in the side lane later on, and I think Viego will eventually get to the point where he can also do a lot of damage to the tanks as well. It's getting there. It's getting there, that's the thing. So, yeah, we shall see. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, and all teams line up and down along the rift. Both junglers showing a mid lane, probably having a little bit of a dance off. Yep, spins from Viego.
Oh, yeah, see the Mordekaiser speakers. Yeah. And yeah, just a bit of dancing. I think that's at least in good spirits, this one. I think both teams will. If it was a 3-0, at least it's not the worst 3-0, because they could have been either way. But obviously, we would love to see 5 games. We'd love to see at least the chance of a reverse sweep. VL does love a good reverse sweep. So.
Well, just how chaotic it's been as well. We do see opposing side for the junglers too.
Yeah, I mean, just like the other 2 games, opposite sides, and the early trading is going to be really important, especially in these solo lanes. If Darkweave's able to get any sort of health advantage in individual trades.
Viego's skipping chicken, so we could see a 3-camp gank to top lane, which is my favorite kind of jungle pathing.
Ooh, but he's shoving the top lane though, so we're gonna have to be careful, because if he shoves it too much, there is no opportunity at all. So that will have to be something that they look out for.
Raids coming through from the Jhin. Seraphine whiffs on the double E there, so not too much to be gained.
Oh yeah, at the moment, looks like it could just be 3 camps. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the Viego pattern will be, especially since.
And there's the Gromp, so see he could be ganking now, and then it's like a 250 gank after the Gromp skill. The root comes through from drop the beat, hitting twice. Few bounces along. No, Mordekaiser instead is running down, and they're looking to invade. Maybe suspected that the Volibear started on the top side of the jungle, but on the bottom side, sorry, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, maybe get the Krugs, and then at least it's a good bit of
The
XP.
wave's going to see them, though. They haven't waited for the wave. Oh, no.
I don't know.
Aggressive trade's coming out of the mid lane.
Yeah, and I wonder if...
I don't know if it was even spotted.
Yeah,
They
there was no
did show.
pings. So I don't know if
Yeah.
they've said, like, oh, they're there and they've not pinged it, but yeah, looks like just going to steal away the camp and...
So,
Okay.
yeah, good little tidbit for you guys that like to invade the enemy top side or bot side jungle for the Krugs. Look at where your own minion wave is on the map on the other side. If it's crossing the Krugs, it will see you. Wait until the minion wave's passed, then go and take the Krugs. They are right in front of that opening. And
Yeah.
Mundo must have known because Vega was coming up behind him now through the dry bush. His E's been popped. The W line, the stun comes through, so he doesn't have the cleanse ready. Q from Mordekaiser's 2 flash. Q to follow, but he gets first blood. But at what cost? His own flash.
I almost hate when junglers do that because it just feels like it's not really worth it for the solo laner. Okay, you pick up a kill, but then the top laner just manages to pick up the kill. You get more gold overall, but yeah, especially when he dies on back, he's able to pick up another.
Good aggressive trades coming out of the bot lane here, though. The root comes through the exhauster there as well for the force shot, so Jin doesn't get too much damage off. Jin trading with Jinx and Janna trading, sorry, right now. Bit of back and forth, and this one's going to die down a little bit, but they need to maybe try and make all this. Volley's on the backside. It's the Q easily onto the Janna. Flash Q, as we mentioned in champs like Viego's here now. The max range W hits. That means the W from Jin can follow. Exhausted on the volley to try to stop him getting away. Force shot will be up soon for Jin. Here it is. Volley will get the E. Jinx, though. Janna E comes in for the save. Viego's gone forward and he's dead. And it's a kill over to the Jinx. Yeah, there's no flash. You banned to top lane. I was about to say, before this all kicked off, at least it's only the jungle flash that was banned and not the Mordekaiser flash. Jungle flash is slightly less important, but Krana's in on the mid lane already as well. Getting aggressive trades into Corki. He uses his Gatling gun to try to trade back, but this one fizzles out as well.
Yeah, and I think any time that Kiana is going to go even on health, it will feel nice. They'll feel like the pressure. I think, you know, one more combo does definitely kill. Using the Ignite, if he E's through Q, then we go attack Q.
Valkyrie
if the Ignite goes down there, he's dead. So he was definitely in range to Ignite there.
If you're taking the summoner, try and make sure you get use out of it.
Yeah, that would have been an easy kill there. But no.
And it's a cold start for Corki, by the way. I didn't even notice. Okay, the shield is popped for Mundo.
Yeah, and he's up 12 CS again. He's just going to look to
just level 6 now. He's level 6. He shouldn't have any trouble in this lane from now. Well, with his ult.
It's just going to be the healing reduction that has to come through. I think you've got to be able to try and pick up an early Oblivion Orb. Try and cut the healing if you want any chance of trying to kill off the Mundo and gain the advantages in lane. You've got to go for something like that.
The Mordekaiser passive does do a fair chunk of damage. Mundo ult has been popped here, and he will just fight all the way through it. Yeah.
What?
You're not level 6 yet. He tried to use Conqueror plus the passive damage, and it's good. It's a good amount of damage, but without that heal cut, Mundo's just gonna stand there and take it.
Have they just? It almost feels like I would hate to suggest like the mentally collapsed, but it just feels like there's such strange plays going on. The top lane dive, the bot lane, without flash, and then that top lane 1v1 level 5 to 6, you're obviously not going to win that.
Maybe they're just trying a little bit too hard, which is a thing you can do. Like, just
they've got the comp
to push too much. Yeah,
they've got the comp that needs to do that. Don't get me wrong, but it's just you got to know.
You got to know when to push.
Yeah, but not the right time, and good punishment from Henta Haven. Don't get me wrong.
Let's see if the Janaki spots them. I think it did. And Crandall for an aggressive trade, but Corki Valkyrie's back out again, and this is pretty well played by Bowl. Like, Kriana can burst you if you give it a chance, so just drop yourself 2 or 3 CS here and there, but allow yourself to stay healthy in the lane, and it's pretty well played.
Yeah, because later on in the game, it's only going to be tougher and tougher for Kiana to find to find fights around objectives they can't get tested. They are behind, and
could see the fight again. Wonder ult is not available this time. Now, Mordekaiser ult is.
Okay.
Dragon being taken by Henta Haven again. No, yep, they secure it pretty easily. Sorry, with the Volibear Smite, and they've taken first Dragon every game this series, by the way.
Yeah, they've had a very good 2v2 every single game so far, regardless of what seems to be like the lane state or just how it's going in terms of fighting. It's just they've always had the objective control, and I think Coaster's done very well getting those dragons, and it's something that Eclipse will need to, regardless of the result of this series, will need to look at. and just go over and just think, okay, well, where can we benefit perhaps?
Max range key with Glacial to ward off the Seraphine slightly, and Mundo's trying to take this top scuttle to get some Rift Tower division, and I assume we'll see Coastal pattern up there and looking to take
I mean,
that.
he's just getting
Huge
melted.
just landing.
The ukulele's just over the back of the head.
Bone Saw is hitting, and it's just devastating.
It's a. I'm gonna actually have a look at him. I think it's a ukulele in that skin, right? Isn't it?
It might be. I don't think the name
No,
of
it's a
the ability
guitar.
is
It's a
Bone Saw, right?
guitar. I thought it was a ukulele.
Volibear's looking to gank bot lane. The ult is up, so he turns the tower up, but they decide to back out of this one. Root's coming through as well, and it does take a fair bit of damage, so he's now to half. Mundo, though, chasing down Mordekaiser. Quite comfortable. The ult's back available. Curtain Call coming through as well. Jinx is going to have to tank this one for the utility champs as they skimp run out of here. Quiana's snuck down to the bot lane too, so we could see a big play coming in. Oh, they've been baited into re-engage by Janna. Flash from Seraphine. Just going to abandon the Jinx. I don't think it's also needed. Seraphine ults pretty big hits too. Volibear comes back into the re-engage. Oh my god, more Seraphine damage is coming through as well. It's trade 1-for-1 so far. Jin's fallen. That's all 3 dead. How has this happened? Meanwhile, they're trying to gank the Mundo on top lane, and did they get it done? They do. Just at the cost of his flash as well, so kills all over the map, but it turns out globally 3 for 2. Yeah, that was crazy. That bot lane turnaround was crazy.
Yeah, I honestly thought they were just going to leave Jinx for dead, take the kill, but no, Seraphine until they come through, they felt like they could turn, they get 2 kills down there, but yeah, top lane, unfortunately goes down by diving, but then, yeah, well played to manage to take that kill. 20 CS deficit, it's still down. Only 400 gold, so won't feel as bad as it did before.
Yeah,
maybe a bit more respect.
That was devastating.
Yeah, managed to land on the important targets. And this time we see the CS going away of Bull. Not had that in the previous 2 games, but yeah, feeling
well, yeah, Quiana roamed and what looked like a really good roam. Numbers advantage in the bot lane and would have happily picked up 2 kills there if it went all to plan, but unfortunately it didn't. And as such, he dropped the CS but didn't gain the gold elsewhere. And I don't think I've seen Ignite get used either by Darkweeb at any point this game.
We do see the Sunderer already for Volibear. So
yeah,
Coaster's going to be very, very strong.
Yeah, he's 3-0 already on this Volibear. And
yeah, going to be very hard to deal with, and we'll see if they respect that as well. That's going to be key.
Yeah, the ward fight happening for the bot lane bushes. It's very important in these Enchanter matchups to get bot lane kingdom. And this is why, because the poke comes falling through. Viego's here now, they'll try again. Quiana's back again. Another format. Perfectly timed flash by Charmander to get out of this one, though. Seraphine will try use her speed to get away. She does, of course, have tier 2 boots. It's a double E to try to get some roots off, but Quiana picks that one up over the wall. And they get something for the effort, I suppose. And the Jinx flash makes her a bit more vulnerable to the repeat gank, so...
I mean, this is the thing. It's also you've got to look at, okay, where are we now going to be able to punish? What are we going to be able to do on the map? And they're punishing bot lane. They're just getting the roams off, and Weeb is doing a much better job this game of making sure the win conditions are a bit more.
Oh no, Volley's top lane with the Rift Herald. Okay, I don't think you can dive this Mordekaiser. His ultimate's up. I think diving him's a really bad idea, guys. He's ult's turned off.
But
he's not using his ult.
No, he is.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so he's fighting the Volley on the tower. Volley will just die. Mord is low, but he will get a bunch of their health back when the Volley falls, and Mundo will have to back away. They get a bunch of plates, but that is all. Meanwhile, the 3-man Goon squad's ganking mid lane on the Corki. Quiana is popped, but yeah, Corki gets deleted immediately, and kill goes over to Quiana.
This is honestly some great play. I think
this is what we needed, right?
Yeah, I think, okay, the bot lane dive is more given to the Mordekaiser, but that mid lane 3-man dive, rotating around, knowing they can try and get the kill there, aggressive is what they need to be doing. And, you know, you've got 3-kill Quiana now. Okay, you know, there's a long way to go in this game to come back, but I think...
Oh my god, the Seraphine might have actually baited Fabs in a little bit here. The ult's going to come through. The encore hits Charmed. I mean, the Chompers go behind as well. Rocket pokes are going to come through, and Seraphine secures that kill for the AD carry, which I'm sure Charmander appreciates a lot. But 300 gold goes over to the bot lane.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't burn exhaust, just trying to do anything desperate. But again, they get a kill, they turn it into an objective on the bot side.
Dragon. Yeah.
No, Assumption! Oh no, it's ruined.
It's almost like all of that mitigation, all of that fight that happened amid the roam to kill botlane, the roam to kill Corki, all that's been mitigated now because the Jhin overstepped alone, died, and they lost Dragon for it. So they put in the work and then gave it back again, and it stings a little bit. It stings a little bit.
Yeah, and they're also the plate gold as well. Okay, Mordekaiser did get a kill, but at least the plates went top. I think, when you're looking at it from the perspective of, okay, well, what actually happened to the trade, and again, we've seen the bot lane.
Doesn't have flash to get out of this one. Is rooted the flash ult from Janna for a budget insect, as we like to call it. Exhaust is burnt by Jinx as well, but it's too late for that one. She won't fall. Mordekaiser are getting a really good trade on Mundo here, but the ult's not being popped yet.
Yeah, hasn't used ultimate yet. Just feels cut. Okay, as I say that. Yep, he uses the maximum dosage.
Yeah, the maximum dosage. Yeah.
I couldn't even remember the name of it, but at least they're also taking away the win condition. They're thinking, okay, well, if Kiana's away from Corki, doesn't get any kills, okay, let's get farm, but only down 8 farm and got 3 kills, so you're completely happy with that. Really, really well played. And I think top lane as well, 2 kills Riftmaker built, considering that early game disadvantages with a solo kill, able to come back, and now, even though the bot lane is dying, you still have killed Jinx twice, getting another punish there. So.
And you forced an early Spirit Visage out of this Mundo, which really isn't what he wants. Like, it's not
he'd
a
love to have
Bami's love to have a mythic
okay.
yeah.
No
okay, the ult's popped, and there's no ult available for Mundo either, and he's just going to be walking in a circle from Mordekai's passive here. The nice Q misses, though, which is kind of huge. He flashes away, and he gets away on that one, but that could have easily been a kill for the Mordekaiser. Very well played.
I think you just wait for... Oh, okay.
Ooh, aggressive.
Aggressive, surely you just wait for the grass to come out? That's in the death graph, the Mordekaiser E, before you flash. And then if you know you're going to hit by that, because the Q's already been used, so that's the only thing that could potentially put you in harm's way. But yeah, respectfully burns the flash, the ultimate's traded. They're going to get top tower as well, so
and that is first turret, so
yeah. 500 gold lead restored back to Mundo, and yeah, bot lane shoving in. It just
it feels kind of bad. I feel like the Mordekaiser are playing it pretty well now in the matchup. Sure, the first couple of levels were a bit rough, but he's kind of pulled it back, and he's only 500 gold down now, but a lot of that's came just from the turret there. Oh, it's walked blind lane to 1v2 though. Viego's here. If Mordekaiser can live it long enough. Mundo's ult has been popped though, so Viego isn't going to do enough to get the kill here, and unfortunately he's between 2 big chunky boys and will eventually be arresting Zeus.
There's no healing reduction, that's the thing. You've got items, you've got Sunder, but there's no healing reduction. You cannot take Mundo down without it. Not easy enough anyway, so yeah. I think once that comes through, we could see a bit of a difference. I'm hoping that the amp tone that's coming out is going to be changed into an Oblivion Orb. I just feel like it's...
Do you think we're going to see the Ruined King buy a Blade of the Ruined King? I actually think it's a pretty viable item for him anyway, but into Mundo Volley. I think it's like fantastic, right?
The recommended tells you to build it as well. And
that flash was unnecessary. The Janna Q was short, but the Chompers comes down for the TP.
Oh, that feels bad.
Getting any damage done, and double flash out to the bot lane, but they do
live. If that TP was just a few seconds earlier, yeah, that could have been really, really good. But yeah, unfortunately, didn't even have ultimate available, so just going to be able to play off the grasp. So
they're kind of too early for the dragon as well, though. So Mord's just going to have to limp his way back up to top lane, and won't have TP for the dragon fight. I mean, what's that Mundo TP on now? Can't be too long left in it. Probably about a minute and a half, so it's going to be lining up a little bit after the dragon.
I just feel like if it's something that they might not want to give away this game. I think Cloud with how fast or how many times they could engage, the Mundo R being slower cooldown, Volibear R, and Seraphine are the main 3. It'd be very, very punishing, but yeah. We'll see where the build path goes as well. We've got the Eclipse coming through from Dark Weep. That's going to do a lot of damage, and could be caught out.
Corki. Viego follows up with the W flash. Will miss though. Perfectly good flash by Corki because of the dodge, and yeah, Viego traded back.
Again.
That's tragic.
Oh, we've seen the top, seen the bottom, never seen the mid. He's done it in every single lane. Zeus is just... Oh, okay, the game isn't over. I don't think he needs to keep trying to emphasize.
Mundo's in mid though. Mundo's in mid, and he's just going to walk a Quiana straight under this tower. Volley's here to turn the tower off as well to make sure that this gets done. But interrupted by the Quiana roll, but it's not enough. The Mundo manages to just walk through, and these 2 chunky lads don't really care about towers. And you know where they're going straight from this dive? Straight to that dragon.
Yeah, Swole Bros
perfectly timed again.
Yeah, the Swole Bros are just running the game. They don't care. And the thing is, you weren't able to get rid of the immunity that was on Mundo through the passive, and
the top jungle
Delta
synergy this game has been crazy. Getting call this pop by Jim, but you might want to turn that off soon, mate, because they're coming at you.
They're literally running at you. You gotta run. You gotta get out of there. Mundo's coming. Gale Force used as well.
Oh, max range on the encore because he's Mundo to get the extra distance, but doesn't hit.
Good attempts, but it feels like it's on a knife's edge. You know, you feel like the assassins are very close to trying to take down the squishy targets of Jinx, Corki, and Seraphine. But then again,
there goes bot lane for another fight, and there's no flashes on this bot lane. They do have heal. The chompers is enough.
Just walks right into them. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, I feel bad for Zeus in a way. I feel like he's just really, really trying so hard.
It just feels like one of those games where if you've ever played jungle and everything you try it falls just short, and you end up looking a bit foolish overall. But really, a couple of pixels either side, and one of those ganks could have turned the entire game.
Yep.
Yeah. Bot tower will fall.
Yeah.
Doesn't greed for the wave. Okay, opts to back up from this one.
And I'm just going to double check on production, right? This is because I know the stream title does say losers round 1, right?
It's winners. Yeah, it's winners
but
round 1.
It is definitely winners. I'm just thinking if it was losers, then there is no second chance, right?
I've got the bracket open. Yeah, I've got the bracket open. So it is winners round 1. Yeah.
Okay. I'm double checking just to make sure, just in case, just in case the emphasis really is on Zeus to try and save his team from getting off to the playoffs. He's trying everything, but they do have, of course, a second chance. I would hate for them to be 3-0. I feel like it's not deserving.
No.
Or 3-0 the way the games have gone. I think of course, Red would love to get the 3-0 and be like, oh, well done,
Yeah, that's our Monday night over till next week.
They would deserve it. Don't get me wrong, but it just feels like for the series and. I'd love to see more games, but they are able to take the bot tower, so it is gold back into the bot lane's pocket. Definitely much needed. Training the top lane once again. And this could be... Oh, that was nice. That was a nice flash. Yeah. And that's just the end of that one.
Yeah. Some lane clearing coming through for the wards now, and Mordecai's just been hit by every skill shot possible, and Diego pops the E to try scare them a little.
I wonder why they're all grouping here. I mean, Baron is up, but the side lanes are being pushed. So they're 5-man A-ramming.
I actually like the A-ram a lot more from Hentai Haven here. I don't want to see A-ram out of Eclipse.
Oof, I mean that was risky from Fabs there. If potentially, if Costa Trap had the flash there,
Mundo has found a unsuspected Mordekaiser in his jungle with no way out other than his flash over the wall, which he pulls off. But Mundo can just chase this down if he wants. No, Jin and Janna are here to save the day. Leave my Death Knight alone.
This is the thing, it just... He has got the Oblivion Orb, which is great, but the Mundo, again, re-accelerated by Costa Trap, playing fantastic on this top side. Surprisingly, even his bots lane to kind of do the thing, but yeah, they're still very relevant. Herald comes through, that is good tier 2 damage down.
Yeah, I mean, the CS was relatively even in the top side. It was 2-1 to 2-2, and then all of a sudden there's a 50 CS lead. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Oh, and we're seeing a gauge coming through. The piano doesn't hit anybody. The volley ult does go straight down, though. Viego's here to W stun. Jinx is sprinting at the backline, trying to get a fight off here. Exhaust will stop the Viego from doing any damage in the backline. Meanwhile, in the top side of the map, though, we do see another gauge coming out, and the two wet noodles are slapping each other to bits. And who's favourable to go? And it goes in Moto Joe's, but just about. Just about. That could have went either way, but he does get it done.
That was close.
That last Q, the last infected bones are just coming out in time.
Yep, and now we're 50 seconds off. So you just feel like the desperation's kicked in now. You think, I feel like they're definitely like one fight away from this just being over. I think if the Baron was to go over, and the Corki packages, it's going to be so hard to fight. You're now down, summoners on your top. I mean, okay, mid and jungle are going to have both flashes up. Maybe they can make a play.
This is why soul point so important, because they could actually just give up. I mean, what's one Cloud Drake, right? They probably don't really care. They could just go straight Baron and give the Drake over if they wanted.
I don't think they can. I mean, maybe they feel like they have to, but I feel like with the bot lane, with Jin just going top, I don't think they can. It is not the worst Drake in the world. It's going to hurt in terms of a little bit of playmaking and a little bit of speed. As soon as Corky's a rocket, he's going to be faster. The engage is going to be a little bit better. Cooldown is going to be lower, yes. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, the Drake could be a lot worse. You know, if that was an Ocean Soul, oh boy, that's so painful. How do you deal with that? Seraphine Mundo with Ocean Soul, like just getting through that would be so tough.
And
but
this entire time they've got Mundo sitting in top lane still, not even here for the dragon. It's not going to be contested. It's a Quiana desperation attempt, not enough though, and
he's been
hands.
so clean with the smites. I have to say.
Oh, the flash Q, get over the Janna Q, and immediately he died. They found the Mundo on top, but he's going to pop his ult immediately, and Viego's trying to live here. He's inside the Mordekaiser ult right now, but maximum dosage has been used. So yeah, he has the speed, he has the healing. Flash is not available, but if he can get his Q going, Flash W from the Viego, he tries to turn it. No, Mordekaiser ult. Q comes through and finishes it. But the Baron's been started.
Yeah, I mean, they know they're both low. They can't.
And Kate Cole comes in as well, tries to throw ult through the Baron. Now Mundo is making his way over. By Mundo, I mean Viego in disguise, but he's instantly popped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zeus? I mean...
Yeah, and Mordekaiser walking in now. This is definitely a desperation fight, but Cranor doesn't get much
damage.
Oh, it does. It kills the Jinx. So that just leaves Volley and Corki left, so they stop the Baron take. No, Volley tries to start it. He's trying to stop it. He's coming off it. He's going on it. Janna's sprinting over. He takes Scuttle Crab instead. Corki's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And, yeah, a bit of miscommunication there, but the chaos that they wanted to bring forth with this team comp, they managed to, and they stopped the Baron play.
I mean, I think you look at that all together, that's good. That's really, really good. The fact that they're able to stop the Baron, they get the shutdown as well. I think if they can just try and accelerate Kiana a little bit, a couple more kills, just try and be a little bit more oppressive towards these carries in the bot side of the map, maybe there's a big chance. I think Mordekaiser's getting closer and closer. I think since the demonic is most likely going to come through with that giant spell, if that comes through, that 1v1's over. Mordekaiser just wins that in a side lane now. Yeah. That's going to be there. You know, the Blade of the Rune King is done for Viego as well. That's going to help a lot more with the beefy front line. If Jin's able to get IE with the Janna shielding, you know, there's definitely potential for them to win. I just think that they need to not perhaps slow it down, just try and be a bit more careful when they look for opportunities. You know, we've seen Zeus multiple times now just get caught out far too easily.
Poking from Seraphine, just trying to get some wards down. One thing I would say though, and I know that the Viego wanted to get onto this walk as soon as he could, but tier 2 boots are really helpful when you're playing jungle. Efficiency is key, and getting around the map and not having them 25 minutes into the game is probably hit your overall CS abilities.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you know, being able to stop the CC chain as well, or at least help with the tenacity from it.
Okay, Baron has been started again, and this time it will be melted as both Jinx and Corki are wailing on this.
I mean, it's already 4K. This is just gone. It's gone. There's nothing they can do.
Cranor and Viego are having a look as the other three members are trying to collapse around onto the Mundo. Viego could be picked. Gale Force forward. Viego tries to ult out, but the W comes through from Jinx as well to make sure it hits. Rockets do have that bit of slow on the Super Mega Death Rocket comes through to get the kill. Perfect. And Viego dies, yeah.
Yeah, just everything perfect.
Couldn't miss anything there.
It was like the tier 1 boots wasn't able to sidestep anything at all. Yeah, just... It feels like that could be the final nail in the coffin.
Janna hit only Janna though, but Volley will 10 tower off. Corki pops Janna, which will get Jinx excited. TP comes through, but it's enough to scare them away for now. They should seize the tower down here. They have their Baroned up cannon minions. They can definitely take this tower down. Jinx will get excited if it goes down. Mordekaiser wrote on the Volley Bear though, but Jinx will get excited from the tower falling. They should turn on the Mordekaiser. He's about to come out with this ult. Volley lives just about. Mordekaiser falls, Jinx is sighted again, so the passive rolling over and will get this inhibitor, and they could just run through the base here and end the game, DML.
I mean, I don't know what they could do. As I was saying, the Jinx Corki death ball now, it's just so strong, there's not much they could do.
Diego's looking for a way in, but no, he's just going to be popped immediately. Seraphine pokes him through. Mundo doesn't care about one tower. Cranor does hit the tower and locks people up. Double kill coming through for Jinx though. Tower falls. It's only the Nexus and a Janna left, and I think we're going to see a 3-0 coming out of Hentai Haven Academy here in the best of 5 winners final round 1. What a series and what a closeout. Honestly, the last 2 games are super convincing from Hentai Haven Academy.
It's like, I feel like every game could have definitely swung anyway in the early game. I just think that Coaster Trap, that game, what could have potentially have snowballed towards organized crisis on the Mordekaiser, it just didn't end
It
up
got
coming
shut
through.
down. Yeah, it
Yeah,
got
just
shut down
didn't
by
mean
the volley.
enough. Just
Yeah.
honestly, really good, really strong. I think Joe last two games was absolutely fantastic. More set up this game than last game. I think game 2 was more on his own merit with the taunts and the
Yeah.
ulties, but this game, yeah, pairing with that volley bear, they two were absolutely fantastic. And I think we're gonna have an interview very shortly, if I'm not mistaken. I think yeah, we got Charmander Nerd and the man himself, Coaster.
Okay.
Get them. Oh, there we go.
Hello, gentlemen. What a series. 3. Oh, probably not what you were expecting, I would think. All confidences aside, how are we feeling? Was you expecting such a clean sweep, or did you think it might go the distance?
No, not at all. I think, especially with how scrims have been going and things like that, we were expecting a really difficult game, if we're being honest. So to come out with the 3-0 is always a good result.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, especially that game 1. That game 1 could have went either way, all the way to the end. And if we want to talk about what the mentality of the team was after game 1, was it high spirits, or did you guys feel like you needed to put extra effort in? Like, what was the thoughts going into the rest of the series after that?
So I'd say it was still high spirits. We sort of knew what mistakes we'd made. Like we were able to work on our macro and sort of win that way.
Yeah.
We were a bit sort of daft in some of our plays, but like we were able to control and get the team fights we needed.
Well, I know DMO probably has a million questions for you, Costa. He was ranting and raving about your performance of those last 2 games over and over again.
Hang on. I mean, to be fair, I think that game 3 really showed your synergy, Costa, with Joe. I mean, is that something you've been working? I mean, obviously, don't want to reveal too much, but is that something you've been working on in scrims? Because that game 3, it felt like the Mordekaiser could have taken over, but then you went top, you gave the Herald, and although you died, you were still able to go back there again, and just keep snowballing Joe. So is that something that you've been working on?
It's more the fact of like just the matchup in general. Like if you can get the Mundo ahead,
Yeah.
he just isn't going to die. I'm quite confident in like all the lanes, so like
Yeah.
I can just play around whichever lane that I feel like the matchup is a bit more, say, swingy. Like I know bot
Yep.
lane they're going to be fine. I know Bowl's going to be fine in the mid lane. So and Joe's fine top lane. But if there's one lane that few extra ganks are going to help, that's where I'll put to put my resources for that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Throughout the series, there was one consistent thing that we've seen, and it was first dragons. Your dragon control in general was pretty good as a team, but who's normally in charge of, okay, there's a minute 30 left, there's 2 minutes left, let's play around this dragon? Who makes that call, or is that just a conscious thing you guys have drilled over the course of the split to be there for that first dragon?
Yeah,
I
I think that's just something we're all aware of. We sort of start having a go if we're not basing by 1 minute 30. Making sure we get our recalls in, buying our ping wards, and it's sort of on everyone to make
Just
sure
kind of a
you are
team
on top
drill
of it.
and then yeah. Okay.
I was going to ask you, Tom, I think you said at one point, I don't know if it was in one of the chats, that you said the 2v2s, you don't think you've died as much.
Yeah.
But you were still able to obviously get the first dragons every single game. Is that, again, something that, like, the 2v2s, you just feel so confident in regardless, the matchups, that you're just able to have control when needed? Because especially in that last game, you were able to pick up the first 2 dragons at the back of a kill. So is that just that go button? You know when to turn on, when to take 2v2s? Like, you and Yoon just have that communication down?
Yeah, we are very good as a lane in sort of knowing when we need to go aggressive and when we can just sort of let them push in. I think even when they were taking dragons, we were fully aware of, okay, they're just going to do dragon, we need to give this one up. And we know a kill is only 300 gold for the person who gets it, so to be able to turn that into more objectives is usually what we look to do.
Yeah. 3 game wins off the back of it, so yeah, definitely
So
worked out really
three
well.
wins and on to the next round you go. I assume you've got a lot of practice and some streams to do between now and then, so we won't keep you any longer. But thank you very much for the fantastic performance and for the time of the interview given us here as well, Charmander and Coast the Trap. the jungler and ADC for Hentai Haven Academy.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for having us.
No
Right,
worries.
DMO, another cast between the two of us.
Of course, of
One,
course.
They seem to be getting more and more exciting as we get further and further towards the grand finals that we're going to see coming out of these divisions. What a series we had today.
I mean, yeah, that was it's kind of like it was a 3-0, but it definitely wasn't a Storm 3-0. Like,
Yeah.
every game could have went either way. I think, as well as it is commiserations to Eclipse, very much congrats to Hentai Haven. They were just a better team on the day. They managed to take more clinical fights in the mid game, and they pushed their advantages. And I think if other teams are looking at that, both winners and losers bracket, I think you've still got to be fearful of both teams. And I hope to, obviously cast with you again, and just see where they go now in playoffs.
Okay.
It'd be fun to watch.
I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who tuned in, watched, spoke in chat, and all of the players as well. Big thank you to Gekno for streaming this, and of course my co-caster, King of Casting League of Legends, DMO. And for those who want more VL action, the losers bracket round 2 of Division 3 is currently going on the second Balance League stream. That is currently a 1-1 in a best of 3 series between Hentai Haven's main team and Claytron's, and they're just in Champ Select now. So if you want to head over to that stream, you can watch more action and keep up with the content. But for us, we're going to end it there, and we'll see you guys probably on Thursday.
See you soon, guys. Take care.